Gamers, hello, how are we doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're ready for some more Anbennar Masked Butcher time. I think this might be the third time playing them, but this time is going to be different because we're going to succeed because I simply will finish the mission tree. I don't think I stopped playing for any specific reason the past two times. Actually, I think the first time we died, right? Like something went wrong and we had to restart. And then I think the second time I disappeared. But the third time will be the successful time. And then we'll all see what's going on under the mask. We're going to know. They're going to reveal who the man is behind the mask. Hello, Maxzone, Moffleet, Candy, Urza, Newbull, Supreme Overlord, Danuga, Edelbeck, Fallen Angel. Hope you're all doing well today. My Twitch chat is not working on my OBS again. Don't know why it's doing that. But I will say it's very annoying that it's doing that sometimes. It's like a big white screen for me, which is not readable. Fun fact. Not very readable. Hey Arturi and Heronara, how you doing? Under the bloody carved out mask is another bloody carved out mask? Oh, the double mask. Yapper, see you in an hour? What do you mean? You're here for the yapping. You can't leave now. That's the rules. You're stuck. Trapped. You have to be a yap enjoyer now. Also, I'm still transferring over the Bitbucket files. Never want to do it too early in case there's an update to the Bitbucket like right before I go live. So I could have done it maybe perhaps a few minutes earlier. Classic. Classic unprepared Poemu moment. Oops, I almost did that. I almost did it wrong, and then I would have been really confused about why things weren't working. Then I would have been really sad. Want that file, that file. Okay, I'm good now. I'm locked in now. We're all good. OBS first victim of the stream. Maybe that's true. Maybe the orcs got to my OBS first. It's possible. Random question: what are your thoughts on King Philip's War? Not a big fan of war myself. What do you mean? What's my opinion on it? Like, I know the war you mean, the war against King Philip, Native American tribe in the Northeast. Like, I know what you're talking about, but what do you mean? What's my thoughts on it? Bad. Thoughts are bad times. Bad times. Big anti-war guy myself. But I haven't studied it a whole bunch, so I don't really have like a super in-depth opinion on it. You're on an essay on it for an hour at this point, and you're going insane. You're going insane after an hour? That's not a good sign. You have to go insane at least after 2 or 3. An hour in, you're just getting started. What are you going insane about? About how it actually happened, or like what was going on? Me personally, I wouldn't let it slide. What would you not let slide specifically? Please be specific. What about King Philip's War would you have not let slide? I would love to know. Yeah, I feel like I haven't slept in a week. I don't know what I did or what I'm doing wrong, but I feel like I'm not sleeping at all when I am in fact sleeping. But I feel like I could fall asleep right here, right now. Just, that's just how I feel. Partying too hard. I guarantee you that is not it. Your sleep is of poor quality. It is not high quality sleep, which is what I need. You wouldn't let the English stealing your land slide? Okay, that's valid. That's valid. I wouldn't either. Especially not now. Fell off. You only get one shot at being an imperial power. You know, enjoy your time while it's there, because it goes away eventually. As a firm English hater, you would destroy the nation of England. Okay, well that feels a bit dramatic, don't you think? There are non-English people that live in England. What are they supposed to do? Go to Wales, I guess. They'll get in your way. Finding your way around in Wales would probably be pretty difficult if you don't speak Welsh. That shit's unreadable. Look at that part. You would sink Wales to send a message. Okay, so let me get this straight. You want to punish the English for stealing your land, and so your response is to punish people who had their land stolen by England? Now, that don't make no sense. I feel like that's not quite the target to go after. Yes? Oh, okay. Well, rip Wales, I guess. I don't think they'd appreciate that. And to sink it'd be pretty hard because it's a lot of hills. I'll not be answering any more questions this time. Oh, of course. Of course. I always think that's so weird. Like how people can be given interviews and like, okay, no more questions at this time. Or I think off the record, super weird as well. It's like, why? What are you afraid of? That just feels like you're keeping secrets, and that's not very nice. I want to know. I wish to know what it is you have said. You can't hide these things. Except they can, and they do. It makes me sad. Let's make a compromise. Make a land bridge from England to France and let them kill each other. I mean, I guess. 100 Years War 2? I don't think England would do very well. I'll be honest with you. My money's on France. I mean, if you put a bridge there and hypothetically the bridge couldn't be blown up or attacked on, I'm pretty sure France wins. They did that without a bridge though? Yeah, and look how it ended. France on France, England on England. They couldn't get across. Plus, I guess it would... are we letting them 1v1? Or would defensive alliances come into play? Because if defensive alliances come to play, I'm pretty sure most of Europe would side with France instead of Great Britain. And I'm pretty sure Scotland would rebel at the same time. Who knows? Maybe Wales. Maybe Cornwall. I mean, it's possible. Cornwall could declare independence. Country of Cornwall win. Free Cornwall. England did body them for decades. Yeah, it don't matter though. It doesn't matter what the score is in the second quarter. All that matters is the score at the end of the game when the buzzer goes off. What if it was a teleport and the Englishman longbow camped at the TP site? Well, I mean, in that case, they're just cowards. You can't just camp the spawn point. What the heck? You gotta give them a chance to get out there. Cornwall forever. Just drain the sea. Just drain the English Channel. Yeah. Easy, dude. I can't see any problems with that. What's that continent that's beneath the English Channel / North Sea? What is that called? Continent. Doggerland. Yeah. Free Doggerland. Let's bring it back. Manually. There's probably a lot of cool stuff we could find there, you know, of like early human settlements that have since now been lost to the waves. It'd be pretty cool. It would destroy ecosystems and economies and a lot of things if you just drained the English Channel, but archaeology, come on top. Probably not. They'd probably just mine it or something. I don't know. We gonna start the third mass butcher run again? No, we're going to succeed. Okay, we're gonna win. It's gonna be sad not to be as strong as we were in the Austria or Persia run, or Austrian run that we just did, but that's okay. I suppose we'll be fine. Destroy the English Channel so you can finally spawn global trade. That just sounds like a skill issue, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. The English channel is good, but it's like it's not that good. Where you can't spawn global trade somewhere else in base. Rip Mithril Hold. We got to take the Mithril Hold as Masked Butcher. Look, we'll take whatever we are told to take, right? I can't fail it 3 times in a row. That would be embarrassing. Plus, people think this mystery is pretty good, so I gotta see what's going on. I gotta do the thing. Did I see the Rhino and Knoll tag? Like Knoll's riding rhinos, and for like their cavalry, because that's kind of cool. Zaka got a tree too. Yeah, I did see that Zaka got a tree. You beat Brelar. You can't fail this. That's true. That's true. I can't fail anything now. Now it'd just be embarrassing. I had a Mithril Hold in one of the butcher runs. Oh, we'll get it again. It's fine. You just gotta be confident. You just gotta be confident, and it'll be true. New video, when it's going to release. I know, man. I'm part of the way done with it. Okay. All right. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I was busy last week, and then I have not been locked in. I've not been locked in. I gotta be locked in. I gotta get it done. I gotta release it. I did say that I was going to do so. I have to now. So hopefully by this weekend. Hopefully. In order for that to happen, I probably can't stream super long, just like the regular 4 hours, because I won't have much time for the rest of the week to work on it, unfortunately. Forget their exact name, but it's the Sky Domain guys with the Rhino flag. Like Durakani, but with gnolls instead of harpies. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, gnollish military, human admin, or gnollish admin, human military? I guess gnollish military. Kind of odd to have it the other way around. Hey, Sastia Mock. Oh, the purple guys. Oh no, the Yap. You like the Yap. Did it work? Did my spell of liking the Yap work? I hope so. Tomorrow we have Tinto Talk. No Tinto Talk today, though. Obviously, only once a week. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they have cooked up for us in the past week. I forgot what they're talking about tomorrow. Let me check. Let me check. Less Tinto flavor. I want the Tinto Talk. The 14th of May. I want to look. What did I click on? Oh, I scrolled way too far. Way too far. Oh, tomorrow is unit graphics. Yeah. That's pretty cool. We get to see little guys. Little guys walk around the map. You're farming in DQ9. The background noise is appreciated. You're welcome. I don't know what DQ9 is, but I'm sure it's good. When is the Hisastia Mach and Zaka run? At least after tomorrow. Could be 30 years. I don't know. The app is good when you participate, so join us, fellow non-yappers. That's right. Exactly. The app is great if you're also yapping. Get involved. Yap on D's? Don't do it. Yap my balls. Okay. When I said participate in the yap, that's not exactly what I meant. I didn't mean just hitting with D's nuts jokes, but I suppose that does technically count as participating in the yap. Not that I appreciate that kind of participation. Imagine hitting the D's in the year of our Lord 2025. Yeah, 5. Who knows what year it is? 5, 26. It's all the same. Flurry started his 300 and whatever achievements in 300 and whatever hours. So that's pretty exciting. I was watching the Three Mountains VODs for that. And it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, anyone could do it. He can, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to. Just because that is a lot of achievements to get in the amount of time. But I believe. You know what? I'm a believer. Think positive. Positive reinforcement. I think he'll do it. And he's doing the Three Mountains first. I have to do at some point. Sometime soon. I don't look forward to doing a World Conquest sometime soon, but I have to do it. Have to. The burn would be real. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that because originally he was going to do it where he got it all within the same month. And I'm kind of glad that he didn't do that. I would feel bad for him because that would be a very long month. A very long month. That would be very painful to play. At least he's taking a little bit more time now. If that run fails, Three Mountains, will he start a new account by the game again? Yeah, he already did restart once. Because he got hit with a Coronite spawning. I think the Reformation didn't spawn in until like 1538 or something in his first Three Mountain game. So he's like, yeah, it wasn't fast enough, so we had to restart. Tell him, but like 3 times in a row. I don't know. The Tell him one was pretty rough. I don't think Three Mountains is as bad as Tell him. I'll be honest with you. Just because as what's her face? Ryukyu, you can go flip Mayan to get CCR. Oh, you can't do that with Tell him. I played Acha, I have in the past, yeah. Who up stealing faces my fellow orcs? Well, we don't know if you're an orc or not. You got a mask on. You could be a halfling for all we know. First face we steal is halflings. I think so. Well, he's got such short legs, they can't run away as fast. You just snatch them up, wear their face. Easy. Three Mountains has strats. Tell him it's just hope you went fast enough. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, Tell him did have the strat, right? For getting the DCR from Eskin. Stay in Regent Court for the Diplo annexation cost, but I mean, that's really it. There's no... I don't know. There's no easy way to flip into any other religion that would have been better. But I don't know. I haven't completed Three Mountains. I guess I'll let you know when I finish it. Why not gnomes then? Because gnomes are tricky, that's why. Sneaky little guys. Whereas halflings are just little guys, not too sneaky. Somewhat sneaky, but gnomes are clever. And that's why they get away longer. Actually, I think he gets away, doesn't he? He gets all the way away. Just went through your first Horde curse? Nice. Thought it was going to be devastating, but it was actually pretty chill. 3 out of 10 Anbennar disaster on nation exploding scale. That's good. Did you do all the tricks right before the Horde curse? You know, giving out the monopolies, lowering your income, diverting trade and whatnot? Can you abuse Empire as Tell him like in vanilla? Hypothetically, yes. But, big but. Tell him has to be a true 1 tag. So, and you can't form another nation. So, you can revoke and then use that to conquer, but you still have to manually conquer Candor anyways, because you can't annex all those vassals. You'll lose too much opinion with them, and then you'll never be able to annex them. You did, you're supposed to, you're a cheeser. You're just playing well. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Doesn't Anbennar have like double the amount of provinces to vanilla? I don't know about double, but it is more. It is most certainly more. I don't actually know if there's somewhere that says how many it has. I'm sure somebody knows. Uh, 7,038. What it's looking like. Oh, maybe not. Maybe 6,700. I'm seeing a couple different responses in the Anbennar Discord. We'll go 6,700. The round number. And I don't know, how many does base game have? EU4 base game has 3,272. So yeah, it's about double. Anbennar has about double the amount of provinces. Including Nisaya, though? True, it is probably including Nisaya. Also, Mayo Taxes has a new beta update out. And the UI's been changed a bit, so it's much more readable. And by readable, I mean you can see more information on the screen, on the province screen. And also now, religious minorities increase autonomy more. So there's more of an incentive to convert stuff. And when it's just blobbing a little bit. We might have to go take a look at you. I almost said. I wish. God, I wish. No, gotta take a look at taxes. But I gotta do the achievements, man. I even thought about today. I was like, I don't know if I should be playing Anbennar when I should be doing achievements right now. But I gotta do at least Mass Butcher, you know? Like, I gotta get it in there. I gotta finish it. I do need to do a bunch of achievements. I don't know. Once this month is over, I don't know. I don't know if I want to commit to saying anything on stream. I don't know if I want to commit to saying anything on stream. But June, it's possible I will be streaming more, but I'm not entirely sure. So don't quote me on that. That's not a promise. The Euro Bros may be so back, and I may be streaming for a lot of time. A lot of time every day to do achievements. But we'll see. Not a promise. Not a promise, but a possibility. Gotta save all the brain power for EU5. Well, but there's like a cap, you know? There's a cap of how much brain power you can save. So if I don't use it, I'm wasting it. Do I ever work outside Twitch? Yes. But June's going to be the end of that. You will continue to have 0 EU4 humans as EU5 comes out. Come on, you want one, right? Just one achievement. Just get one. Load it up in Iron Man. Put that royal marriage down. Easy. Easy. What do you mean no? Why not? It's free. They're free to have. Think about it. Think about the endorphins as they hit your brain when you go, achievement. I got an achievement. Feels good. You will stay pure and maintain your chastity. What a weird way to talk about achievements. You played probably the closest to base as you've played since you bought the game. That was still extended timeline to form Japan 1,000 years early. Damn. Yeah, that's definitely closer than Anbennar if that's what you usually play. That's true. I dropped. It's out of reach. It's gone. Rip. Rippy Dippy. So gone. But the average dev is higher too. Are you talking about in Anbennar? I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a lot more. What am I starting development Anbennar had? But I think it has double the provinces about, so it's gonna have probably over double the development too. Holds alone will raise that average. Oh, I was talking about at game start, not at game end. But at game end, most certainly. Yeah, most of the map is 20-30 development. Because you've still got the Empire development, and you got Lorraine, you've got Gawain, you've got the gnomes. Eskin starts to develop, and then Bulwar also can develop a decent amount. And then you have Helles, which, depending on how fast the command conquers things, can have more development. The slower the command conquers, the more development Helles ends up having, just because there's more tags that are able to develop more often. But no matter what, I mean, Helles is still going to have 30, 40 development provinces all over the place. Then, I mean, Aelantir, parts of Aelantir can get developed, right? Not all of them get super high developed. Like Chaos can get pretty highly developed. Compared to base game North and South America, where most of it remains somewhat low development. But definitely has a lot. It definitely has a lot of development. But that means that the 3 mountains should feel very easy, very simple, very chill. Just a nice chill run compared to Tellum. Surely. Except you gotta take them. Well, you don't have to, but you should. Like, one of the strats is to take the mandate as Ryukyu, and I don't like the mandate. I don't like using the mandate. I don't like having the mandate. Does give you CCR. Kind of have to take it. The native mechanics make Eskin have random 30 dev provinces ever by 1480. Yeah, but some of that's tribal dev, so it goes away. So it's not the end of the world. Like, it does get reduced a bit. But you do get the 1 or 2 provinces that are orcish, that are owner is tolerating orcs, that are like 50 development, from the rest of Eskin Kihooing them. Local penguin hates China. No, I said I hate the mandate. Don't like the mandate. Mandate Manila is easier than Anbennar. I hope so. In real life, you don't have stupid cats driving pleasure barges around and ruining people's houses. I think. I guess I don't know. I've never been to China, but I haven't heard of that. I think I would have heard something about it if they were gods just chilling. Instead, the Yellow River floods like every 2 months. Yeah, the Yellow River floods, 3 stability lost, millions dead, 2,000 crowns. Fuck you. That's what you get. It's why the meritocracy is easier to keep than teaching them. Oh, okay. Gotcha. There is another Chinese achievement that I need to do as well. I need to own the Great Britain region as me. So I gotta figure that out too. I'm gonna figure out, I mean, I just have to do it. It's gonna be fairly easy. You just take exploration ID and you go. You just make colonies all the way up to Europe and fucking get in there. I think I know the next achievement that I'm doing. It's horde time, baby. I gotta get Khan, so I gotta form the Mongol Empire before the Age of Absolutism. And there's also an achievement, I don't remember the name, where you need to start as Steppe Horde and be the only Steppe Horde remaining in the world. So I gotta do that as well. Kill him with England, kill him with hammers. Kill him with whatever, I guess. No, but we have furries. Oh, you're talking about the cats. I was like, what? Huh? I'm pretty sure Anbennar has furries too. For Khan, best starts are Oirat and Kazan. Oh, most surely. That's because Oirat and Kazan are like the two best nations in esport. Or anything. Literally anything. Kanashima isn't that bad at all. No need to rush your truce break or anything. Oh, no. It'll be fine. As a self-proclaimed professional horde enjoyer, I was gonna say player, but then people might knowledge check me. I should hopefully be able to reform the Mongolian Empire, starting as Oirat or Kazan, before the Age of Absolutism. Raise province, my beloved. Oh, I love 6 development provinces. I love raising them and getting monarch points. I'd probably do Oirat, to be honest with you. I don't think I'd need to do. If I was doing a full world conquest, which I won't be, then I would do it as Kazan. But I don't need to do. Well, Oirat would probably be the fastest. Plus, you can smack China immediately. Oirat means you can form Yuan. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe I stay locked in on the old Oirat to Mongolian Empire. Plus, Oirat's Tengri. You get the Golden Horde speed form achievement. I already got that one. But I could if I didn't have it already. Yeah, I just have two more Horde, well, 2 more official Horde achievements. There is Kale though, which I'm gonna need to probably flip to a Horde. I have a lot of achievements that are right around the Ottomans. I'm gonna have to fight the Ottomans a frick ton of times. A whole frick ton. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be... Like, I have... Eagle Flies Alone, Hissing Kaifa. Metz Haik, starting as Karabakh. Form Grade Armenia. I have Hungarian Games, start as Hungary. But if you start as Hungary, it's not that big of a deal. I have Breadbasket of the World as the Mamluks, but you can just form the Mamluks, so that's not too bad. There is starting as the Knights own the Caribbean and every island in the Mediterranean. That's 5. Dogecoins, starting as Venice, become economic hegemon. That's 6. Let's see what else starts right next to Gothic Invasion, starts Theodoro, conquer all Germanic culture provinces in Europe. On the roads again, starting as the Knights, conquer and core Constantinople, Jerusalem, and Antioch. There is Good King Rene, where you need to form Jerusalem. You might have to fight the Ottomans for that. And then form the Kingdom of Jerusalem as Cyprus or the Knights. I think it's 7, maybe 8. But you have to start right next. I think I missed one. Because I don't think I have the Wallachia achievement. Yeah, Dracula's Revenge. So 8 or 9. You need to form Yuan to form Mongol Empire. You can only form them as Yuan, Golden Horde, or the Ilkhanate, or the Teutonic Order. Of course, as we all know, the Teutonic Order canon people who formed the Mongol Empire. But why? I guess I can. You just form Yuan and then flip over. What if we started as Mongolia? I've done that before. Isn't there an achievement for that? Starting as Mongolia or Great Horde. Own or have a subject own the Chinese, Russian, and Persian regions. Did that one. I done did that one. I like playing hordes. We could play a Sereg Yogir. the true challenge run. You know, as challenging as a horde could probably get. K2G, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. But I'm sure that I could combine some of those achievements together. You know, like the Knights one. There's like 3 different Knights achievements I can combine together into one run. That wouldn't be too bad. Except then I have to play as the Knights. Oh, there's also the Aachen. There's the Aachen one where you have to form Jerusalem as well. That's another one next to the Ottomans. You don't start next to one, but you do have to go next to them. And then there's the no slavery one. And the Ottomans are going to own a slave province by the time you get there. So I'll fight them again. You got to fight the Ottomans a lot. There's a lot of deal with the Ottomans achievements. Spelled you wrong. L spelled Europa wrong. Don't you love it when you burn a small settlement in northern China and suddenly I know about the Renaissance? It's great! Can you become a horde as one of the Siberian countries? I don't know. Maybe. Can you destroy yourself as the Ottomans and then tag switch to others to get the achievements? As long as it's no, because the Ottomans are an endgame tag. I don't think you can form anything except revolutionary Turkey, I guess, if you get the revolution, but that's not a tag switch. And release and play as. Oh, I mean, maybe there are a couple where you have to start as the country, you know, start as Wallachia, start as the Knights. But if you're not, if it doesn't say specifically that you have to start as, then yeah, you can do. That would then be an option. Sure. Or we just load up my Zoroastrian save and do every achievement possible from it. There's a lot. There's a lot that we could do. The Norway one I could do. Is Orissa a formable tag in India? Or is it only the start? Is Portugal a formable tag? Actually, that one won't work. Because if you form the HRE, then you wouldn't be blue. Mughals, you could do the Mughals on that save. But I have to do another Timurids run anyways. Then I gotta get 5 OPM vassals. Or allies. And then you gotta get your trust up with them. And you gotta have prestige. And that's pretty easy. Then once you get that, then you form the Mughals. You integrate 12 cultures. Bada bing, bada boom. You're done. Free. Free stuff. Alrighty then. Let's get to the gaming, shall we? Who are we playing? Who are we playing again? Alright. It's time. Boom, boom, boom. Options, yeah, we'll play on hard. Well, no, I've been playing on normal. We'll just stick with normal for Anbennar. Okay. Masked Butcher time. Let's do it. 3rd time's the charm. This time we will be successful and we will not stop the run in the middle of it. All right, we are playing as orcs. We steal people's faces. We are very evil. There is no room for interpretation here. We are the baddies. A country with an insignificant past, but not an insignificant future. Masked Butcher. Short mission tree. Alrighty, hello, Yap Skippers. Welcome. Welcome in. We're playing Masked Butcher today. First time ever. never seen this country before. Weird. We are in the Serpent Spine. We have an expedition right next to us. That's beautiful. We are orcs. We start with a 335. Bold fighter in charge. Chieftain Bririg Beard Butcher, who is 42 years old. We do have missions, and this will expand quite a bit. We need to do 2 expeditions to complete that mission. Western portions of the Serpent Reach is empty or under the control of Masked Butcher. Okay. Reach level 4 in government reform. So we need a lot of government reform progress. That's really about it. Monstrous tribes, go with chieftain, share the spoils. I'll go promise of new lands because we might use it at some point. Larger tribal hosts and neighbor raid. Mages, I will give you reduced research regulations and patronage of the magical arts. We will sell, seize there. Native policy is going to be aggressive. Let's take a look at Orcish stuff. So Orcish administration, minus 33% military advisor cost, minus 25% harsh treatment cost, plus 10% national tax, minus 0.03 monthly war exhaustion, minus 50% war taxes cost, minus 25% liberty desire from subject development, minus 15% general cost, plus 1 leaders without upkeep, plus 30% female advisor chance. We have minus 25% improved relations, plus 10% dev cost, plus minus 20% spy network construction, and plus 5% tech cost. Our military is plus 15% shock damage, minus 5% fire damage received, minus 15% shock damage received, 20% global manpower, 10% manpower recovery speed, 50% army tradition from battles, plus 33% looting speed, minus 10% land fire damage, minus 10% artillery combat ability, minus 20% fort defense, minus 10% siege ability, plus 20% fort maintenance. So we're very good at hitting people really hard. And that's it. We're just very good at smacking people, not so very good at defending or sieging or moving or anything else. That reminds me to retry getting the Orcish Blade Marches. Yep, that way you can just do all the damage ever. We are reclaiming the Dwarvar. We are a monstrous nation, and we are a Dwarvar claimer. No orc majority in the province. Adoil update on when we unpause. We do start off with 3 cav here. How do I want to do this? Oh, religion. We are Old Dukan, which is, of course, the correct religion. Duh. And it gives us religious power with some very good abilities like Shake the Earth, which gives us a 30% siege ability for a year or for a couple months. One of those. We get siege ability. Dukan's Guidance could give us, I think, 25% more shock damage, 20% more shock damage, something crazy. If you get a good war guidance there. And we can look for an Omen, which can also give you really good stuff or really bad stuff. It can give you Monarch points, give you more combat ability. We're definitely going to be wanting to use these, which kind of incentivizes religious ideas to help stack up on that. As for the ideas we'll take in this game, I think aristocratic might be kind of funny. Right? When we get to Tech 10, our cavalry is just super good. Well, not super good, but it is pretty good at that point. I mean, our infantry are also really, really good. I don't know. We definitely want to stack up shock damage and whatnot, which means aristocratic is somewhat tempting. Question: war taxes cost 1 mil a month. What does 50% off even do? It makes it cost 1 a month. It gives you minus 50% land maintenance, naval maintenance, and merc maintenance. It's a really good modifier to have. It's just not too often worth having. It's not worth the mill points. Because if you save up, 40 months of war taxes and whatnot, you can develop a mill dev and get more forcement and manpower and whatnot. Okay, so we need these expeditions to go well for us. I'm not going to focus anything here. Go ahead and migrate immediately. And let's see what we've got. Golden Short. Not too bad. Okay, Serpent's Mine Expedition, Deadbeard Lane, Gold Short, estimated loot of 500. Let's send 10,000 dudes. Right, we can only send 9,000 because you can only send infantry. That's fine. Should have checked for one of these guys. We're gonna raise morale. Once. We're gonna organize once. And then I'm gonna set party share. No, I'm not gonna set a party share. I want to do supplies. And we will still give them 100% supplies. And if we fail, we'll just restart. Very greedy. Delete those cavalry for now. And we can speed 5 here. Now, when we get to tech 6, we might want to farm army tradition off of natives here. We'll see where we're at that point in the game. As for early goals, we need to fight the dwarves. The question is, do I show strength on them for monarch points? Or do I just take them out? Because we do need to move our capital to Chassendir, Arg Ortston, or Calavar. And I don't think I want my capital on one of these outer holds. That feels very risky. I just built a bunch of horses. Did I build a bunch of horses? Damn, dude. I was wondering why I only built 5. That's all right. Leave the dwarves alone? I will not. Drums in the deep. Bellowing screams and drum-like pounding echo through the winding hallways, sure signs that there are cave trolls nearby. Despite their sluggish movements and stupid grimaces, they do know how to kill. We have been quartered into a cave with no other exit, and the stomping of feet draws ever nearer to us. As the sword plunges through the last living troll, the expedition rejoices. Around them lie the misshaped bodies of dozens of cave trolls, their skin slit open, skulls bashed. The drums have gone quiet, and safety has returned to these halls for now. We cannot migrate. We have to wait. Please show me an expedition right here. Ancient Dwarven knowledge always goes to government reform projects. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. That's not good. Oh no, we do go and get rid of them, I think. That way I can embrace institution. I think that's what we did last time. Otherwise we have a 15-year truce. So a 15-year truce isn't the end of the world. Ooh, we can select a religious action, which is look for an omen. Let's go ahead and do that. We have an omen of peace. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping for an omen of war. Yeah, we love omen of war. Not of peace. That's fine. A ruler, military command. Ooh, a 6 shock general? Yes, please. I'm not seeing any more expeditions. If we don't get those, we have to restart. On one hand, if you do not kill the dwarves, they can colonize. On the other hand, that will make them stronger and get out of the disaster. I mean, I'm not too worried about the dwarves being too strong. The first fight with them will be the worst for us, just because we're behind on tech. But that's part of the reason why I want to take him out, is so that way I can grab the institution from him. And then we're really hoping that the other dwarves don't spawn in until after Renaissance is formed. And then we have to let them put Renaissance on a province, and then we can kill them. The adventurers. You're honestly a little surprised Mass Butcher even understands the word peace. Yeah. That's fair. Yikes. I want to rival them. Just so I get the power projection. Do a scornful insult against them. There they go. 10% infantry combat ability. Not too bad. Yeah, let's get him off so that way he's not getting obliterated by being on a siege and make me lose stability. I'm gonna hire this half price advisor. Very expensive, but that's okay. I do need to keep an eye out on this though, because they could have their rebels rise up and take these guys out, which would be very sad. Back in the Serpentine spine, that's right. Back in the Serpentine spine. Goodbye, dwarves. We'll read that when we actually move on to our... onto it here in a second. Yep, we will purge warband. Then we will migrate. Husk of a Dead Age. Amidst the heaving death of the Empire of the Dwarves, there was, for a time, a singular beacon of hope among the dwarves, Arg Ordston. Not even the most fanatical of our brethren, for a time, could break through its formidable defenses, forcing us back to retreat and rethink time and time again. The dwarves of the place grew defiant, proud, and comfortable, even in the false pretense that, so long as the walls stood, Arg Ordston and her peoples were safe, even if it meant they were to be the last of their kind. Our defilement of this place was done with great prejudice and pleasure, the husk of this ruined hold serving as a reminder to all, orcs or otherwise, that it is not a case of if, but when, we will bring all the Serpent Spine to its knees. A new age for the Serpent Spine has begun, our age. We get 5% morale of armies when we control this province. We will embrace the institution. Take Tech 3 for sure. And now, we need to hope that we find another expedition. Because if we don't find another expedition... Oh. No, I don't want to click this yet. It would be nice to just see the whole Serpent's Reach and be done with it. Because then I would know if there's anything to take. Sell titles here. We're an OPM, doesn't matter. Right where to head. Yeah, but then we lose the global settler increase from it. Like we waste it, and that feels more valuable. I say that, but I am a little worried that we're not going to get any expeditions here. Then we're going to have to restart. I'm remembering this is what we had to do last time. I think eventually I just console command Terra Incognita away at the very beginning, just to make sure that we had a good run that we could actually use. Covering the triggers of one of the mission highlights provinces with expeditions. Ah. No. 1444. They spawned in too early. They didn't show up with Renaissance. I was wondering why there were expeditions here. I was like, did I miss them? No, when he spawns in, he spawns them in. That's why. Yep. 1444. We gotta have him spawn in with Renaissance. Otherwise, we have to develop it, and we're orcs. We don't want to develop anything. First mission highlights them. Okay, I will hover over it when we load in, and then we'll look. Throwing Mew fails again. You're right. Skill issue on my part for the Renaissance not spawning in 1450. My bad. You know, I should have been there. I should have told the game, hey, I need this to happen. Wingdings counter? No. No wingdings. Is it worth it to migrate and kill Ludum? So the upsides of that is that there's no dwarf. The downsides is I would have to colonize everything myself. I think it's best just to let Abdel let them do their thing and then take them over when we get a border with them, whenever that is. Plus, that's a very long migration pattern. You go all the way down, and then we have to get all the way back to one of the other holds. Did I put my capital on an external hold last time so that way I could get to conquering out here faster? I think that's what I did. I can't remember what I did. I don't remember. We can also use the trophy pile mechanic for colonialism in our Ordston. We kill Ludum later. True. True. Expeditions. Well, 1444. What's that mod Flurry has to skip the loading screen? Took you 69 times to get a run going last time? Yeah. What it's feeling like. Insta 1444, just add water. I'm quick with it. I'm real quick with it. This ain't you think? No, he also has a mod. He has a mod that he lets him skip the load-in. The 10K computer? That's the dream. One day. Maybe. One day, maybe. Ooh. What do you mean what you did? This is my first Max Butcher? Of course, this is the first one. I get it on first attempt every time. And if I cut the VOD just right, people will believe that. We do a little editing. A little editing in post. The VOD viewers will never know how many restarts there were. Mithril or gold capital is probably insanely good on orcs. I mean, it's insanely good for everybody. Yeah. That's true. $14.44. This is it. We're gonna get 2 expeditions right in the path to the dwarves. It's gonna be awesome. Gimme. Oh, why put me down there? Oh, damn. Well, that is good. I guess that means that we wouldn't want to go towards them first. But then I'm going to pay a bunch of points. Oh, no, it'll probably be fine. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. If we want our capital to end up here, then I need to go around this way first, and then to here. Yeah. I'm gonna make a save. Yeah, I think we're gonna go all the way around. We're gonna hit all of these expeditions, and then we're gonna go there. Yeah. And we'll just stay here. We'll just keep our... Well, no, because our capital has to be here. Oof. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Available loot, great autonomy, rebel hosts, all that. You and you, sell and seize. Discipline guy. Delete those cav. Build more infantry. You have time. Yeah, we have time. Me when I have time. I think that's all I needed to do. Jelly backseating? Look. Okay. I'm getting notes slipped in from the developer. But hey, at least they're here watching me do their mission tree, unlike some people who weren't here when I was going through torture, and they just weren't here. They weren't chatting, they weren't yapping. They just let me do it on my own. Imagine. Did I drop a save? I did drop a save, yeah. Imagine making me dig a canal. You were at the farm? I guess that's pretty good reason to not chat. Cruel Poe keeps restarting to min-max your mission tree start. It's not min-max. I need more than one expedition. Well, I guess it's not true. Technically, you can do without it because, you know, then I don't want to do that. Okay, Mithril and Long, right? Long and Silver. That is still bad. Still bad for us. Because we're going to have to invest a frick ton into this. But it's going to be worth it because we're going to do real well. I'm going to max out on morale. 150 organization. Let's have party share to 200, and we're going to really hope that we do well in this. You can get all your EU5 Pro with more Mayo and taxes. Ireland Gaming. I know, I mentioned earlier that there's a new beta out for Mayo and taxes. The updated UI. I'm going to stop paying for my troops while they're out here. No one's going to attack us, so I don't need to build anymore. Dude, to speed up the canal digging a little bit. Yeah, you speed up the canal digging at least a little bit. That was rough. That was rough. I don't know if I played Mayo and taxes. I'd want to play Ireland. Or government policies. I lose a stab. We're an OPM. What's stability gonna do? Religious action. I don't need to touch religious actions for a while. Eyes in the dark. Over the Over the past few sunless days, seep in the Dwarvar, a strange, gleaming eye has followed us. A seasoned bestiarist has identified the strange creature to be a Nothic, a mage whose search for the arcane has led them to a terrible curse that reduces them to nothing but a shadow, a husk of their former self. Now, a guard, an explorer, and a mage stand before the expedition leader to debate what should be done. In no secret, kill it now. No secrets. Secrets don't make friends. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do Ireland for taxes. We had talked about doing something in like Eastern Europe the last time we played. It's Ethiopia. But again, I got a lot of EU4 achievements to do. A lot of them, and I want to get them done before EU5 comes out. So I just have to lock in and just do them. We'll see. Already found 370 loot. What are we doing now? 585. We'll at least make back what we spent. Third way as Oman is fine, or is fun. I have third way. I think I did do it as Oman. Just join Flurry on his quest to do them all in a month. Yeah, let me just do that real quick. Goblin Summoner. Halt! The timid figure shouts from the precipice. Do not tread further, for this is the realm of Iglithab the Unfathomable. The scouts laugh and look at the goblin and prepare to just circle around it when he holds a crude wooden staff with a skull bound to the end over his hand. Consider yourself warned or face wrath beyond your mortal capabilities. I'm serious. Looking at the goblin in confusion, one of the guards unsheathes his sword. So be it, the goblin shouts and pulls forth a hulking figure of rock, earth, and stone from the depths of the elemental plains before disappearing in a puff of smoke. The elemental reels back, then accelerates its arms towards the scouts, slamming it down into the cold stone that a deep rumbling sound permeates the cavern. The scouts run back to the main expedition, but the elemental is just behind them. Shouting and screaming, the scouts arrive at the camp and warn the others of the looming threat when the elemental already circles around the last corner, smashing dripstones and hurling boulders in its way. With the expedition leader sufficiently alerted, he calls on the other soldiers to a meeting on how to approach this new enemy. I want him for myself? Ayo? Now you hold me, now you don't. We easily caught the goblin, but after putting him in slave cuffs, he spent a few hours under observation until he somehow disappeared. Well, at least we got his stuff. Shrouds of the Lost, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. What's the first nation you're gonna try in U5? I don't know. Colonizing? We have time. We have time, right? We have time. Ooh, I don't know what I want to do in EU5 first. Part of me says... cheers, Orcish delicacies. Hold on, I'll get back to that. Among the assortment of supplies, our bravest men have managed to find some food. Ooh, food. Part of me just says I want to play in Italy somewhere. But, I don't know. Maybe I want to play somewhere with... it's less urbanized. Survive, that's what you want to do in EU5? Yeah, I just like to play, personally, myself. But after that hurdle has been vaulted, then, I don't know. We're trading Mithril. Oh, trading to Mithril. Okay. You want to play in the Yin in EU5? I think that makes one of us. Okay, we got 700 ducats and 233 of each monarch point. 4 ancient dwarven knowledge, too, which is really nice. Let's do a look for Omen. Omen of Calamity. Our omens are going real good today. Do I actually have time to grab all of these? Or do I need to try and get back over here? It's fine, we commit. We commit. Yikes. Mithril in medium is very scary. Very, very scary. Supplies, yeah. Party share, 200 again. Good luck. Very, very, very scary. Grossly Incandescent, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate that. So much easier to read Twitch chat on my OBS thing, but it's just not working. Ooh. Flock of cloakers. While exploring the caverns and crevices of the Serpent Spine, it is not uncommon for the groups to disperse from time to time, leaving stragglers behind. At the end of the day, they usually join up with the main group again, and that's that. Usually. While counting our numbers at the day's end, the quartermaster quickly picked D upon a few missing expeditionaries. Get out there and find them, the captain commands. But before we could depart,
a tier 1 sub to retract 910.
Edelbeck, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate that. For the captain commands, before we could depart, they soon arrived at the camp in a dead sprint, running away from the soft-sailing shadows above them. Cloakers! One shouts before being picked up by one of these nightmarish creatures. As soon as our archers and gunners took aim and started bombarding the cloakers with arrows and led the monsters quickly dispersed. They are known for picking up stragglers and people left behind on battlefields, a seasoned adventurer recalls, not for direct attacks. It must have scared them away. That one morale is really nice. I think if you accept the Omen of Calamity, you get 100 of each mana point at the end. I mean, that's great, but I am trying to do expeditions. So if I take that, I start with -10 discipline, which I don't know if expeditions can go minus, but I would only assume so since it's based off your discipline. It should be pretty bad for us. Gelatinous cube. The caverns through which the expedition travels are normally abundant with dust, mushrooms, and all other odd things one may find deep within the Serpent Spine. For the last few days, the caverns have been suspiciously clean, however, featuring spotless, smooth stone. This has alerted some of the more seasoned members of our expedition to the possible danger. The infamous gelatinous cube, a mindless creature made of oozing gel in the shape of a cube, scouring empty hallways like a large garbage disposal, digesting whatever junk they pick up with their potent acid. And, sure enough, after a few more hours, our scouts report a floating chests and swords further along the path, suspended within the almost translucent gelatinous mass of the cube. A few soldiers, clad in whatever protective gear they could find, approach the creature now for further inspection. They argue how to go about the situation, putting two possibilities in front of the expedition leader. Dispose of the cube entirely by burning it to the ground, or try to retrieve the loot from within the cube without the danger of harming the treasure. Loot. The unfortunate soldiers that were tasked with retrieving the loot from within the cube shuddered upon the thought of having to reach within the slimy mass out of their own volition. After some heavy encouraging and promising them a greater share of spoils, one brave soul finally committed to the deed. He covered his arms with as much cloth as possible, tying it tightly to him, and reached inside. Despite all precautions, he could still feel a faint sizzling, but managed to pull some of the surface treasure out. The chests and weapons are still covered in the slime and ooze of the cube, however, and he refuses to clean them on the basis that he has done enough already. Cube? Yeah, but we don't praise that cube. That would be a not great cube to praise. All peace, no play. Pacing around his quarters lately. Ooh. I'll take my 7% multi-cost. Thank you. More cloakers. Another morale. That's good. I would like some loot, though. Love to see a little bit of loot. 325 air. I math good. I read good. I word good. I orc good. Well, actually, I guess if I do all those before things, I'm not a very good orc. Good orc just hit hard, right? That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm understanding. Did you bring it? Oh well. It spawned in, they just don't bring it. I feel like we'd be restarting a lot of times. Like a lot of times if I waited for that. Also, we now have to migrate to Bloodied Altar to get rid of the expedition if Begin's expedition doesn't. New religious action. Look for an omen of strength. Thank you. Thank you for an omen of strength. 20% shock damage for 5 years. Good to know. Good to know. Expedition returns. We'll go ahead and we'll send them back out. 477 ducats, 159 of each monarch point. And we get our first reform here. Level 2. I think I want tribal assimilation, right? Well, I'm not colonizing at the moment, so we could go plundered knowledge. 1, 2. That gives me 40. It mostly gives it back. Learning by doing. I mean, long-term learning by doing is always the best one. I know. Long-term, it's always best because you're going to build markets, you're going to build temples, and you are most certainly going to build courthouses. But the global settler increase. Inholding the mission. It's not even about the mission. This is just the reform. This is literally just the reform. And I know which one's the best. Do we go to Ranger's Post or do I skip Ranger's Post? No, I said all in. I said all in. So we go all. Oh. No, wait. I take it back. I take it back. No one said no take backsies. Actually, we don't have to do it. I said all in. We're gonna do it. Get that morale up to max. That organization up to max. I'll check it out. Let's not go to Camelot. No, we're going to Camelot, damn it. Strap in. It's time. We're blasting off. Party share, 500. 600 ducats. Looking good luck, boys. We're never going to see them again. we're never going to see those guys again. But hey, if we win, it'll be great. Pitch black darkness. The caverns deep in the serpent spine are usually lined with luminescent plants, fungi, and other sources of ambient light, but there are some parts where no light pierces the darkness, places of eternal gloom, where some of the most dangerous monsters house. As the expedition enters one of these dark stretches, a Gru, a terrifying monstrosity of the dark, attacks. With sword and spears, the Gru is driven into the light, where it lost most of its shadowy advantage, sending the monster into a blind rage, thrashing and wailing at the expedition. This opened the way for a coordinated attack, killing the beast. God gives his hardest chances to his best gamblers. True. That's what Dukin said. That's in the Dukin Bible. Found Karashar? Found Tarakar? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be found in either of those. Bugbears? Goblinoids are no uncommon sight in the serpent spine with all the goblins and such, but there are some rare sights that are rather unexpected, such as bugbears, hulking, furry menaces which stand at the top of the goblinoid hierarchy. They enslave other goblins, raid, plunder, feast, and lie. A band of such creatures, clad in crude armor and armed with spiked clubs and maces, has been on collision course with us for the past few hours, as our scouts report. Quickly, the expedition leader assembles a small council to debate how to approach this threat. As further reports come in, the situation becomes clearer, but also more dire. There is a surprising amount of them, and they have an entourage of goblins as well. Make a show of force. Falling back for a moment to regroup, we prepared a powerful show of strength. By increasing our combat width, filling out the entire width of the cave, putting on grim faces, and standing just slightly on our toes, we managed to look like an impressive force, almost like a small army in its own right. This accomplished what we wanted. As soon as the bugbears turned the corner towards us, they froze in place. Insecure looks left and right, they were quickly routed and fled without a single drop of blood wasted. From abstract, the idea of sending 10,000 guys crawling to a hole for a year and like 400 come back and it's great success.
I had hoped for some
It's been a
more
while.
orc plays. Amused Masked Butcher wasn't the one I'd been thinking
Oh.
of, but it is. A surprise to be sure, and a welcome one.
Thank you for the 29 months, Boostar. What other orcs would you have wanted? This is the only orc ever. What do you mean? We don't see any other orcs. It's just us. We are the chosen of Dukin. Nidius, thank you for the 20 months. Whoop, whoop, indeed. That's what I'm always saying when I'm praising Dukinson. It's just whoop, whoop. The oil cap. The soldiers returning to camp from our most recent foraging trip bring with them a strange breed of mushrooms, one that has never been seen before by anyone in the camp. The cap has a strange oily shimmer to it, refracting the light of our lanterns and torches in strange patterns, like a puddle of oil. For that reason, our head biologist has dubbed them oil caps. They exude an alluring smell which raises the cook's interest as to whether they can be consumed safely or not. Let's find out. Bliss. The mushrooms don't taste that good, but their effect is undeniable. Our men feel elated, ecstatic even. The mushrooms must have contained some sort of psychoactive drug, at least from the looks of it. This has led to a far more enjoyable journey, but some of the soldiers are so busy spending time in their own world daydreaming that they straggle behind and don't pay much attention to what is actually going on with the expedition. We lose 5% organization, which is a little worrying, but we do gain 3% supplies and 0.75 morale, which is pretty sweet. And they have already built a fort. That is predictable, but unfortunate. I don't really want to take tech early, but I think we're going to have to. We're going to max out on points soon. I know the ones you're thinking of. Why? I don't know if I do. The choking death. Transparent clouds of gas sometimes get wedged into the corners of the serpent spine, silently floating without disturbance for centuries. These gases are often dangerous due to the lack of oxygen for poor travelers traversing the labyrinthine paths of the ancient caverns. One such bubble of gas has now enveloped our expedition, making many explorers and scouts dizzy from the lack of oxygen. But since the gas is colorless and odorless, there is no way for our explorers to know until it is almost too late. As the signs towards the gas being the culprit behind the increasing discomfort, the expedition leader is presented with 3 options to approach the subject matter. Find a different path. A certain dragon riding bunch? Oh. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Yeah, I gotta do that one too. So many orcs. So many orcs. All out here doing orc things. Like enslaving goblins. It's a good orcish pastime. Get insulted, bozo. Orcs roaming the depths. With a quiet voice, the scout approaches the expedition leader. He reports that one of the Dwarvar's most common threats is just ahead of us, quickly making its way towards our position. An orcish warband with all the clattering weapons and bellowing cries one would expect. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's go meet them. Our 2 groups met in peace, a rare thing in the Serpent Spine. We celebrated, shared stories, and laughed together. When the celebrations were complete, we gathered our weapons and our 2 warbands continued our expedition together. Welcome, friends. We gained 1,000 soldiers, 5% supplies. That's super nice. Migrate here, please. Please migrate to Bloodrock Cavern. Please, please. Please, bro. I'm begging you. Please. Then I can migrate here and we can kill him. And then I can get the institution and then I can grab the cobalt mines. And these guys are too big now. Expedition returns. 775 ducats, 258 of each monarch point. Save them full and send them back out. Ancient Dwarven knowledge. That is 14 ancient Dwarven knowledge. Boom. That's huge. We can hold fast to the old ways, forced evolution for more reformed progress growth, or embrace new thoughts for tech cost reduction. The reform will also prevent all stab losses from demonsterization of it. Yeah, it's tech cost. Though, hold fast to the old ways is nice, but I think it's tech cost. I like tech cost reductions. Build troops? What do you mean half troops? Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to make this our capital. Might have made that not possible for us, for ourselves. Prevent all stab loss is nice too. It is very nice. Cobalt mines, gold, and medium. Let's send another 10,000 troops. We can raise morale 7.3. We can organize the troops to 150. We can prepare with a lot of mill points here. That party share at, I think I'm 200. Good luck, boys. Is there a reason to demonsterize them? What do you mean? Why would we want the world to see us as monsters? I mean, just alone getting the minus 5% tech cost is nice. Cobwebs. In the tunnel ahead, a particularly bendy and tight passage through the underrock, our soldiers came upon what at first seemed to be cobwebs. Thin white strands laced the walls and blocked the path forward. Upon some initial inspection, the material turned out to be extremely easy to break. This made many reluctant to just walk through, waiting for the expedition leader's assessment of the situation. Get the mages on it. The mages take a small sample of the cobwebs, putting them through some tests. After 15 minutes, they came back with the results. The crystalline structure is fragile and brittle, but fire-resistant. Its chemical composition is akin to other silicates, dominated by magnesium and oxygen. With those tests made, they consulted their books and came to the terrific conclusion that this material must be phyllosilicate chrysotile, a mineral of the serpentine subgroup better known as asbestos. Walking through it would have had disastrous consequences for our soldiers that could disable them till the end of their life. We'd have to pay compensation for years to come. No snacks allowed. You can't even snack on asbestos these days. Literally 1984. Freedom is dead. We're already gonna have like perma minus 200 opinion with everyone. Yeah. And? Don't you want estates? Collapsing cave. I don't remember if we get estates without demonsterizing, but I most certainly want my estates. I want those monarch points. Oil camp bliss, huge. More morale, more supplies. Chastendir has settled in... Well, I think Beggar's expedition has settled in Chastendir. Okay. Well, I don't know if this is what we should have done, but it's what we're doing. Come on. Webs on the walls. The first thing the scouts noticed were the nets. Sticky patches of glistening white strings started lining the halls left and right. The strings vibrate when they touch anything, sending waves deep into the dark. There was no denying. A nest of spiders must be near, and big ones from the look of it. And deep in its heart, there might be treasures that they have taken there, cocooned into their slippery silk. A small force could retrieve such trinkets and scout ahead, looking for a way through. On the other hand, there is a small crevice that might lead around the whole affair. 10 scouts. As expected, the spiders tucked some gold and gems away from prying eyes of fortune seekers, but courage prevailed in the face of danger, and our scouts returned with troves of treasure. Curiously, they saw no trace of the silk weavers, just empty hulls lined with webs. It was probably abandoned. Doesn't matter anymore. You get estates when you form government? Oh, well. The tech cost is still better. The real reform progress we get is from expeditions. How you doing? Expedition? Okay. We're down to 4 morale. Should be alright. Could be. Do that. There's 17,000 troops. Well, I'm not going to be able to just walk in and take that hold anymore. We need to go to Bloodied Altar. Expedition returns 525 ducats, 175 of each monarch point. So that will max us out on mill. So I do have to take mill tech early here, which feels kind of bad, but it is what it is. It gets us up to tier 4. Controlled aggressiveness for +1 land leader shock and 15% movement speed, or siege engineers for +1 leader siege, 15% siege ability. Most certainly siege. We'll read that later when we actually roll it, and we'll keep it. No, we don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. We'll do this. Oh, like it's good. It's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we are getting all of it. Okay, I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of complaining a little bit. Like a little bit of complaints. Like a tiny little bit of complaining as a treat. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything will be good. Public child, I'm going to improve relations with you so you leave me alone. Rather you not obliterate me while I'm standing here. Just give and come back for it? No. I want the stuff and things. Horde? Let me reform into a horde, please. What do you mean I cannot have Dwarvar Warband? Boo! Boo! Also, you're not allowed to be monstrous and form a horde? Why not? Why not? Well, monsters can't have a little bit of fun? Can't have a good time anymore? Also, the next reform can give us an additional -5% tech cost and idea cost. No fun allowed, no horde allowed, no fun. Deeper, 3 ancient dwarven knowledge. Nice. Scary goblins outside? Yeah. Scary goblins with a powerful mage. I do think they're one of the first people that we attacked, though. Wandering husks. Many terrors stalk the caverns of the Serpent Spine, but none are so apathetic to their own dangerousness as wandering husks laden with poison. Each step they exude wafts of poisonous gas, dispersing it into the thick air around. A group of these monsters has just crossed paths with our expedition. We cannot easily get rid of them. A concerted charge would just rile these foes up even more, their poison taking countless casualties. Not only is the husk's gas poisonous, it is also easily flammable. We found out the hard way. A single carelessly dropped torch rolling towards one of the husks was enough to cause a great explosion, triggering even more husks to explode. The shockwave and subsequent inferno luckily caused more injuries than casualties, but not all were so lucky. What does dwarf knowledge do? You can do 2 things with it. The first one is you can turn it into 15 government reform progress per each ancient dwarven knowledge. The second thing you can do is when you develop a hold and you have ancient dwarven knowledge, when you click the development button, it will give you 2 development instead of 1. It's almost always worth it to click the reform progress, though. Pretty much always. Pretty much. Lost malfunctioning golem. Around every corner of the Serpent Spine, there might be another secret, another adventure, or another relic of its long history. Those relics may be long broken, but sometimes they are just resting. As metal scrapes on stone and faint whining of gears reverberates from the walls, a towering figure appears in front of a forward expedition. An iron golem stands tall, its body ready to fight intruders once again. At least, what it thinks are intruders. Crushed metal, broken gears. The golem's torso crashes to the ground, sending shocks through the surrounding caves. Springs and gears get ejected as its protective shielding fails. A last wisp of steam escapes the broken surface and the golem is defeated. Yeah, I think we're over-investing into a lot. Orc Republic? Yeah. We're definitely going to reform to an Orc Republic. Real. Real, real, real. Ooh, only one ancient dwarven knowledge. Ooh. No, we get our special government reform. More wandering husks and more deadly explosions. Let's start building my crown land back up. I think we're going to move our capital to Shaztoon. I don't know. All I know is that you don't want to put it in Nor-Calavar. You can put a colonist here, and then you can challenge it. And if you win, then you automatically get the province. You don't exactly want to do that. The Tunneling Menace. The last few days have been easy travel through long circular hallways connecting the caverns with each other, making climbing equipment redundant for some time. A welcome change to the hostile geography of this particular stretch of the Serpent Spine. But it wouldn't be long that the source of these tunnels was discovered. It announced itself through rumbling thunder, the sound of crushed rock, and constant rasping. From the solid rock birth forth a beast like few others, a mighty purple worm, a gigantic cave dweller and ravenous hunter. Its sharp teeth flashed and dark maw gaped as it charged the expedition with hungry intent. Mount the defenses, everyone to arms. Killing a purple worm is no easy feat. Many explorers are torn apart by its teeth, crushed under its gigantic body, or simply flailed away by its erratic movement. But not us. We held out against the monstrosity, bombarding it with all we had. Spells, arrows, lead, spears, swords, everything we could weaponize in any way. Now, after an arduous battle, the worm twitches as it dies, its body riddled with our weapons. As the dust settles, the first soldiers come to the body and try to make something of the accomplishment. I will take... supplies? I don't think it matters. Meat is back on the menu. That's true. We're eating worm tonight. Expedition returns. We can send them back out. 970 ducats, 323 of each monarch point. Means I need to take Diplotech and Admin Tech. And we get 10 more ancient dwarven knowledge. So nice. Here, there's another expedition here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to migrate over to this province. We're going to yoink this one province off of the dwarves. Burn this colony, hopefully. Hopefully. And then, once we do that, I'll migrate here, embrace the institution, and then move down to Bloodied Altar. Oh, he's got Renaissance starting to develop. I would go fight these guys if I could. No, it's too late. It's too late. Boo, boo, boo. We're gonna have to actually annex these guys, which is gonna kind of suck. He's here now? I mean, that's good in some ways, bad in others. Three siege? And our consort's a 6 mil. Or 6 shock. The good orcs, Liberty and Bulwar? No. We're not forming Karashar, I'm afraid to tell you. Why not migrating? Because I wasn't paying attention. My rival? Scammed. I don't really want to take Tech 4 if I can help it. I don't know why the game lagged there. 20% to Renaissance. I'm gonna max out on points anyways. Might as well. Actually, I can leave them both here. It's fine. Ooh, if my king dies in the siege, I'll just cry. And we can religious power. Let's shake that earth. 50% siege ability for 2 months. Shake that earth. Shake that earth. Shake that earth. Shake that earth. That gives us 31-day siege streaks. That's kind of sad. Diamond defensiveness plus 25%. Damn. I think it's a mission. Maybe I should have gone to Bloodied Altar first. And then moved up and just annex this and then move my capital here. Or we just take it all right now and we just start colonizing. That's also an option. Holds the best loot. I mean, yeah, I know, but we gotta move our capital to a hold. There's our Orchison taken. There's their troops gone. Do you need dwarf for masks? Yeah, I know. We need Bloodied Altar. We'll take it. 5% morale of armies. You can embrace Renaissance. Eck. Start coring that. Send our colonist here. And stuff there. I guess we're hoping that Begin's expedition does the thing. Let's hire this level 2 discipline advisor. Oh no, I did too early. Damn. Oh, they're gone now. I can't do the next government reform though. Oh, the tech! I should have waited! Frick, dude! Growing! We're plus 55 a year here. As fast as we're gonna get it. What tech are you? 4? You have 18,000 troops. Let's let them finish this gold mine. Yeah. Well, if I put a colonist here, can I send a colonist here? I don't think so. I don't think it's allowed. Once they finish this gold mine, then I'm going to move my colonist from Nezargrad 1, and we're going to put in Chopper's Cavern, and we're going to go and annex the dwarves. Can I get a good omen, please? Omen of Wisdom. Hey, 100 mil points. Not bad. Not Not bad at all. Because then we'll be able to break down Shastundir, and hopefully it's enough to give us Renaissance. Hopefully. We'll see. Come on, do it. Get an event or something. Like Miltech. What triggers your whole gems? Yes, it is gems. Shoanamu's boss. That's right. A puny bunch of orcs have come to our camp in Nezargrad 1. Their chief says he and his tribe want the loot and glory that comes with being part of Masked Butcher. The clan always needs more warriors, but we should make these runts carry our water and chop our wood before putting them on the front lines. That's right. That's right. Right, and that is our queue. Oh, that's kind of sad. 16 years old, dies immediately. Sucks to suck, I guess. Call from there. Here. Immediately rise up. Kind of unfortunate. Get a repair tick. And Monstrous Conquest. I just need them to not rise up for a little bit. For just like a moment. I need like a moment or two of them not rising up, please. And then we'll be fine. And we will full annex in this war. We'll abandon this here. Our religious power is going to be absolutely trash. We might, should, am going to. I changed my mind. I thought about the damage that would do to our economy. We can't do that. If I purge this hold, we're fricked. We're actually fricked. Can I get a missionary strength advisor? Please. Missionary strength advisor, please. Missionary strength advisor, please. I love this game. I love EU4. Big EU forehead. I love cycling advisors. I love cycling advisors. Misplaced priorities. When we made our way into the marble hold of Shastundir, amidst broken statues and defaced marble arches, we found a few structures still remaining. A mausoleum, which, while certainly worse for wear, showed the great importance of ancestors in dwarven society. Yet, as they erected such large statues and tributes to them, what have they done in return? Spending such large amounts of effort on the dead rather than strengthening of oneself seems baffling to us. Are their ancestors proudly looking down upon them as their hold lies in ruins? Crushing these last remnants will serve as a reminder that the achievements of an ancestor will never translate to the achievements of their descendant, to both the dwarves and ourselves. May we spend our time on the betterment of next generation rather than the veneration of dry bones. At the end of the game, we get -5% construction cost, and we can complete all the world. Masked Butcher will discover the Serpent's Reach region. We get -50% local colony cost and 30% local settler growth when colonizing the western portion of it. For 50 years, we get the Melting Plot, +40 global settler increase. Abandon that. I'm going to call you. Send you back here. You need to go deal with the rebels. Fine. Send half of you to there and to there. Let's start coring up what we can, and then we'll move our capital. I love cycling advisors. I love cycling advisors. If I say it enough times, we might get it. Can we not get it? Can Dukinson not get it? Am I missing something? Are we not allowed to get a missionary strength advisor? Okay, I feel like I'm throwing my money into a hole. Am I going crazy? Am I losing my fucking mind? Yes, I'm gonna crash out. Give me my advisor. What is wrong with you? Advisor. A-D-V-I-S-O-R. That's not advisor. Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Are you crazy? Give me the advisor. Hello? I spent hundreds of ducats. Hundreds of ducats. I'm gonna save scum. I'm gonna save scum this. I'm gonna reload the year. I swear to God, I'm gonna reload to the last year save. No, fuck that, dude. Nope, I'm reloading. I'm save scumming it. We're birding it. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's crazy. Ain't no way I got 24 advisors and didn't get a single missionary strength one. I don't even feel bad. Usually when I bird, I feel kind of bad. I feel validated. I'm going to fire level 2 guy too. Mothball this. I feel like we just can't get it. I feel like I'm being punked. I'm being punked right now. Did I put the edict on? Yes. Can we not get missionaries unless we have the missionary estate? Is that how that works? No? Okay, I feel like we actually just can't get it. I'm gonna be done with my conversions by the time I find one. Dude, that is 2 full years without getting one. I just don't think we can get one. I don't think it's possible. I don't think we can get it. Your coworker got beat up by a homeless woman on his way home. Don't know if you find that funny or not. I mean, probably not funny. It's not good when people get beat up. How's it going for me? Bad. Oh, real bad. Crashing out. Hard. Going for the record of biggest crash out of all time because I couldn't get an advisor. I'm just not going to try to hire one anymore. Forget it. I didn't want an advisor anyways. Advisors are for losers. Lower that autonomy. %90 reduced spawn rate on a province not following the owner's religion. Yeah, but we have 2 provinces that do follow our religion. we have 2 that are our religion is the thing. Unless it's based off of your religious unity. If it's based off religious unity, yeah, then we're fricked. Maybe we should have hired him first. But still, 2 years. 2 whole ass years. My religious unity is now 50. Oh my god, it's real. Oh my god, he's real! I can't believe it. We have him. It's a dwarf that follows old Dukin. Finally. Get your ass in my court right now. So I can convert all this shit. God damn it. The mages are immediately fire him. Fire him. Get rid of him. We don't want him. You want to fire your advisor so badly. No, I'll fire fucking Udag Rock Snarler. Go snarl some rocks. Give me a land maintenance guy. So I should probably grab Trader Fish guy. Start collecting here. Treasure trove. Give me... mill. Thank you. You're gonna go deal with the rebels. Now, if I fire all the advisors, I could probably afford to do 2 colonies. I'm gonna start this one. Because we gotta get the expedition done. Got to. That's a gold mine. State U. Pour up what we can. And let's go ahead and set up a plunder camp. In Shaztundir, we lose 50 admin points. We set up a Black Orc plunder camp, which should obliterate this hold. Gonna grab that. They're gonna get stated up. No point developing it until we convert it. Otherwise, the gold mine's not worth anything. I think it's 0.42. That should probably be the next province we convert. And then we'll have to manually culture convert that away when the separatism is gone. Feels kind of bad. Like the long way around of how to do it, but it works. Dwarven agricultural system found. Our plunderers in Shastundir have discovered a large, intricate, and metal-rich system of pipes, valves, aquifire pumps, noria, aqueducts, and sprinklers spanning for many miles deep in the hold. It was apparently used by the dwarves as an agricultural system beyond our comprehension. What is very comprehensible, however, is how all these metals could be put to much better use. Rip it up. So, we move a bunch of development to our capital. We gain 16 support for Renaissance. And we get trophy pile level 1 in our capital, which gives 10% local production efficiency, 10% local tax, minus 1% regiment cost. This is not going to be enough to get the Renaissance, by the way. Not even close. Not even close, which is a problem. Oh, that is a problem. I need to buy down corruption a little bit more. We gotta own this as quickly as possible. We have to do this expedition. We have to do this expedition, then we have to spawn a new one and do it again. I do have an expedition here that I could do. And as Argrad 1, medium and platinum. Sure. Then 10,000 men. 6.2 morale is probably fine. Let's organize to 145. Flies can be mostly mill because that's what I have a bunch of extra of right now. We can set party share at 100. We can send them out. Rebuild. Everything not nailed down. Our loot of shafts and deers continued unceasingly, stripping the hold of anything of value to the point of the already damaged hold mostly fallen to ruin. We gained 5 more support for the Renaissance. Maybe Orc Helivar will get us there. Probably not. I think he was actually thinking about attacking me. Wild. Breakers of the Dwarvar gives us 20% siege ability, 25% available loot, but we will take higher developed colonies. I'm not stupid. At least I'd like to think so. That. We can lower autonomy there. Boom. Money. Well, we don't get much money from that, but when we convert this gold mine, that'll be worth a little bit of money. We're fixing our religious unity. They all give about the same amount of religious unity for converting. I'm gonna go here next. I'm gonna turn you to encourage development. Yeah, that's right. Looting infrastructure. Oh. Oh, we're still going. Cool, tear them down. No buildings allowed. Strong military leadership. I will lose army tradition. Yeah, we have to do all of these expeditions. Oh no, we're gonna be so far behind. We're gonna be so far behind. No. And cast a spell. Cast a spell on you. We're only losing 1.3 ducats now. This is great news. Because our gold mine is making us some real good cash. Think Dukinson for gold, you know what I mean? Those dwarves, they might be kind of dumb, but they're right about one thing. Gold is good. Greed is good. Gold and greed is good. Goblin ambush. A decisive strike. We gain 200 loot, 0.5 morale as we obliterate the gobos. Really like to embrace this institute. Ozarm Chadash, ruler is challenged. Uh-oh. Ozarm Chadash, duel for honor in Orcish, is an ancient and respected Orcish tradition. It is the duel between a clan chief and a member of his clan who considers himself more fit to rule the clan. In Orcish society, where strength is the key to your social status, duels are not rare. Orcs fight over food, water, property, and even partners. Of course, the right to rule the clan can also be contested in such a fashion. That is why the stability of each orc clan relies on the martial abilities of their leader. If he proves himself as one of the best warriors in his clan, his rule is relatively peaceful. The tribe may even accept their child as a successor, but only as long as they consider them worthy of their parents' name. However, when a chief shows signs of weakness, mighty ambitious orcs of the clan will immediately begin to estimate their chances against the current ruler. If they believe their chances are high enough, they will gather the whole tribe and challenge the chief for a duel. When that happens, the chief can either give up the throne, be humiliated, and banished from the tribe, or they can accept the fight and try to protect their right to rule. As orcs see it, both outcomes are good for the tribe. If the chief loses, that means they were a weakling, unfit to rule the clan. If the chief wins, he proves that he was underestimated and earns the respect and the trust of his tribe. Fight. And we lost the fight. And a 3-3-6 takes over. Honestly, it's not bad, except he was a zealot. So that kind of sucks that we lost zealot. But other than that, it's fine. Other than that, it's fine. All hail Gom. That's right. All hail Gom, the 3-3-6 tactical genius. Bloodied altar has been taken. Let's start making our way out towards... Yikes. Make our way towards Orc Helivar. Oh, there goes the traitor. Expeditionary party. Right, we have to wait. We have to wait. Fine, you just stay here, because the other rebels will rise up when you're moving. I already know it. Now how this goes. If you leave, they rise up. If you stay, they will never rise up. Stay forever. Meager plunder. Lose 2 development in Shasta. Okay, now this will be it. We're done looting it now. %. I mean, it's possible. A new war camp. As Shastandir has been utterly stripped, clean, and ruined, the orcs that before were there to plunder the place have established a new war camp from which to strike out deeper yet into the Serpent Spine. Shastandir gets ruined hold until the end of the game, and Black Orc War Camp till the end of the game, which gives plus 2.5 land force limit, minus 200% state maintenance, 1% reinforced speed, 100% local defensiveness, 2% army drill gain, 5% available loot, 25% local garrison size, plus 1 local defender dice roll. Culture in Shastandir becomes Blooded Orc and Old Dukin. 102 air. Well, hey, that saves us a conversion. Force religious unity. Get the last province converted on that one. Then we need our expedition to get back. Ah, nice. Not very nice of those rebels. Just want to point that out. 2 of a kind, a cheaper commandant, or just more mill points? I mean, I'll take the cheaper commandant. Fine. And there's the expedition. We'll go ahead and send them out. 132 of each monarch point, 397 ducats is not too shabby. You're going to be sent over here. And let's do the Bloodied expedition. 10,000 guys. 7.6 morale. Organized to 159. Supplies of some food and equipment. Party share at 500 just to make sure they stay happy, and let's send them out. We can do an omen. Omen of wisdom. Please give me admin points. Thank you. I'm 2 for 2 today. After, you know, spending a lot of money trying to get an Inquisitor and failing miserably. On calling those events, we're good. We're super solid. All right, we have a max force limit of 35. Can I rival you? Orcs roaming the depths. We keep going up together. New rival. Thank you. Like to throw an embargo on you. And I'd like to scornfully insult you. Now, hopefully they attack me. That'd be the best case scenario. I don't think they will. But it sure would be nice. I don't want to attack anybody because then I lose my buffs. If I have to lose my buffs, I have to. But right now, we got to stay focused on colonizing. We need... these 3 provinces fully colonized. Which isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. Festivities, thank you for the free stability. Bountiful harvest, thank you for the money. Things are looking up for the orcs. Velid Klufar are eating our mines. Well, that's not very nice. When is separatism in our capital will go away? A couple of years. Couple of years, and we will be able to culture convert our capital over. We're losing Inno, I mean, it's not a big deal. We could consider focusing something like admin now. I don't know. I do know. Converted everything. Yippee. Attack me, coward. Do it. Wait, you allied the Harpies? How'd you manage that one? Curious. They're kind of natural enemies. But, I mean, they also have other natural enemies, so that makes them natural allies, I suppose. Hey, Bootrick, there is no plan or goal for this. The plan and goal is to do the mission tree. As Masked Butcher. Mirror, mirror. Upon entering the vast central square of the upper level of Orkellevar, we noticed how strangely bright it was, even without a single lit-up torch in sight. Looking up, some of our orcs were nearly blinded by stray beams of light that scattered between mirrors in a strange pattern, some leading to a window of a ruined structure, while others led to a peculiar spots on the vast square. They spotlighted great unkempt trees and other flora still growing in these depths despite there being no signs of other life. So long of these old inventions function despite the death of their makers millennia ago, maintaining such vegetation which has no business surviving in such a desolate place. While we wreak havoc on our most hated enemies, life still continues to thrive and reclaims the remains left behind. Perhaps not every ruin is so bleak after all. 0.25 yearly prestige to the end of the game. And we can hold an Ozarm Chadash. A tradition in Orc society, perhaps even the oldest. In a traditional sense, it is the way for the have-nots to take from the haves, a means for the strong youth to take from the decaying old. If an orc holds a title, a wife, an axe, or even an entire tribe, a challenger can duel them for it, risking both lives in the process. A Ozarm Chadash, duel for honor in Orcish, is a fight to the death if the winner decides so, but the loser is occasionally spared by the victor, often for extra humiliation. In our case, we are planning to challenge one of the minor chieftains occupying one of the decrepit holds of the periphery of our realm. These lesser chiefs, who infest their holds, never last long in their dog-eat-dog world, meaning they will not refuse, as that is surely the largest sign of weakness in Orc society. Which chieftain do we challenge? You. As Chieftain Gom and his personal guard travel to Orkellevar and delivers his challenge to the closed dwarven gate, the guards of Orkellevar spread the news to the hold, forcing the chief to accept. When the chieftain arrives, it becomes clear this would not be an easy fight, as the chief was clearly forged in battle, like any black orc living in the holds are. As thousands of orcs gather outside the gate to see this duel between the past and the future, Chieftain Gom sharpens their axe one last time. Victory! As expected, Chieftain Gom defeated the chieftain of Orkellevar, slaying them in the process. Boom. Which means we instantly No! That's so sad. Gold holds really bad for everybody, or for us. It's great for everybody else. Terrible for us. Discipline and decorum. Despite the desperate and panic cries of the soldiers, many others tried to keep somewhat calm. Well, that's unfortunate. Plunder it. Plunder that camp. We can leave like 5 guys there for now. The rest of you can come back and drill. We can get some professionalism going. Dwarven Marketplace found. We destroy 3 base production. We gain 1 base production Arg Ordston and 8 support for Renaissance. We're really hoping we get Renaissance from Morgalavar. If we don't, we're going to be in a real bad spot. Real bad spot. We'll have to do some crazy... I mean, we just kind of lose at that point, actually. I'm going to say we do some crazy expensive development, but it's 999 points. We can upgrade a plunder fort as well. Plunder camps are somewhat vulnerable and could do with some fortifications to ensure our looting remains uninterrupted. This allows you to build forts on your plunder camps where you don't have the build slot. Can we move our capital there? No. It's definitely not worth it now. Deep Rothe. The Rothe is a curious creature living both in the light above and the dark below. They are excellent animals. They are strong, their meat is tender, and their disposition is agreeable. It is therefore no wonder that the Serpent Spine once housed many of these beasts. Nowadays, most are imported from the surface, but some of them manage to survive the tunnels and caves on their own. A herd of these are just ahead, their fur long and tangled, their horns spiraling along their heads. They would make an excellent addition to our diet, but who knows what strength they possess if they survived here. Kill them for their meat. Victory of the Cleaver. Beggins did spawn. They set up in Shastendir, and I ate them. Punched. Colonial expansion. Yes, please. Take Diplotech. First idea group. I think it has to be religion. Orc skeletons. As our scouts climb through a crevice, a narrow path opens before them. The hallway is riddled with orc skeletons, a grueling display of savagery as far as the eye can pierce the darkness. Their bones bear the marks of weapons, skulls cracked, and limbs broken in twain. As was to be expected, barely anything was left at the site, most likely cleared out long before our arrival. Some coins still hid under the bones, but nothing valuable was recovered that day. Oh, I got 100 loot. This seems pretty valuable to me. Go east to kill more dwarves? I mean, yeah, but that's going to take forever to get there. Renaissance should have come with them? I know. It did not, though, unfortunately. Do I need to repair this? I do. Forgot. More orcish supplies. Dukin blesses us. 8% supplies, 0.5 morale. Nice. Thank you, Dukin. I could look for an omen again. Dwarven Museum found. 16 more support for Renaissance. Dwarven Marketplace found. 8 more support for Renaissance. I don't know. An apparition appears. A creaky, rattling voice echoes through the cave as ghastly spirits appear in front of the expedition. Restless dwarven spirits, damned to spend their existence in unlife. The question remains, what are we to do? They died before. Let's see if we can kill them again. As we approach the ghost dwarves, they stare on in silence, their eerie, empty eyes fixated on us. A cold breeze of air hushes through the cave, creating a whining sound, startling our explorers. They dare not take a step further, as it seems we may have to find an alternative route. Showing them who's boss. That completes Deadbeard Lane. We will go to the next spot. we absolutely need to have. Going deeper. Okay. We only have 2 morale left. It's a little worrying. It's a little worrying. As Gavrin's dying. Oh my god. Oh, Samartal. Yeah. The Samartal ball be like that. Can't hide behind your allies there. Doo-doo. But if you just conquer Bulwar fast enough, it won't matter. I need 2 more events somehow. Maybe I should have built a building here before I got rid of it to farm the progress. Interesting idea. As long as the autonomy keeps going down, our economy's pretty stable at the moment. Dwarven Marketplace found. 8 support for Renaissance. Our trophy pile gets to level 2, 20% production efficiency and local tax. Orcs roaming the depths. 1,000 soldiers, 5% supplies. I need them to come home right now. Come home, little orcs. Come home, little orcs. Come on. Leave. Don't greed. Don't greed. Don't greed. Please. Inquisitor died. That's okay. Take the tax guy. Don't greed, little orcs. Just come home. I beg of you. We need you. We're under attack. Ah, please. Thank you. Ooh, cutting it close. Cutting it real close on that one. Repay them in full and send them back out. 722 ducats, 240 of each monarch point. Nice. Seek. There's something in the mountains, lad. Elric of Ordia. We get another expedition here. This is really bad. This is really bad. I could just take the tech. Taking the tech is as much as one dev click, guys. There's no way that not taking the tech is not the answer. Do I take religious first? I don't know. Offensive seems like a pretty good call. I think I do take religious first. The only problem is it's kind of useless for right now. Actually, this might be the game where I go expansion first. Like, we could go expansion 1 and we could grab the colonist. But I should. Maybe I should. Party share to 100, and we'll send them. Fuck. Yeah, because then we can get towards the other dwarves, exactly. You know what? I'm going to. Ugh, I usually don't want to do this ever. Literally ever. One. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Ooh, free thinker. Now, if only you could have gotten that like half a second earlier. Already ruined hold. Or Calabar. Already ruined hold. It's gold hold. It's the gold hold that we won't be able to use. Hello. Abdulatum. To an embargo onto you. Use that crown land. I mean, if we can get to Sparkle Scomdeer, that works too. I really don't want to take Abdulatum until colonialism. Because if we take Abdulatum, then that means that we have to get all the way over to Gorbarad for colonialism. And that would suck. Almost lost warwards who could expand towards the ocean. Yeah, but then I lose my buffs. So I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Who are you with? Corvuria? Telefil Garn? Yeah. We'll wait. We'll see what happens. We'll see what people take from them. A Dwarven Stronghold. Jazz Tune. I don't care. I don't want dwarves to be tolerated. I want to culture convert this stuff away. Weapons of old. A chest is placed before the chieftain and thrown open to reveal dozens of weapons. Most of them appear to be well maintained, and they gleam brightly as the light of the many torches around the hall falls upon them. This chest is but one of dozens, all of them filled with armaments found after a raiding party happened to come across an old orcish weapons cache. These weapons have clearly been used to attain victories over the Dwarven Empire of old, and thus they are nothing less than the holiest of relics of orc kind. Surprisingly, however, the priests gathered to observe the distribution of these precious relics are quick to pronounce their objection to their use. In a scathing tone, they claim the weapons to be profane and demand they be gotten rid of or turned into scrap. They announce it to be Dukin's will, though they struggle to explain why. Many zealous warriors are quick to join the priests in supporting their demands, just as many others are quick to oppose them, eager to make use of the relics. In the end, as with most things, the decision of what to do rests with the chieftain. For 10 years, I can get 10% infantry combat ability, or I can gain 100 mil points, 20 religious power, and 15 prestige. Blackbeard Cartel Orange? No. Blackbeard Cartel's out here. These are gobos that are added. They were added in over here a while ago. That way Blackbeard Cartel didn't have just nothing to do. No one to interact with. I think I'll take the buffs. Alright, we lose the Dwarf Arc Claimer buffs. It's fine. Damn. Shock pips are declared cringe, I guess. Not my gold mine. Not my gold mine. Alright, let's get out there. Let's fight these gobos. At the very least, we'll get one province. Pretty good. Pretty good. Great mushrooms. A great cavern opens up in front of the expedition leader. Small streams of water trickling down the natural stairs carved out by long past tectonic activity. After a few steps down, the water converges to a lake surrounded by greater-than-life mushrooms. Their stalks glow violet and their caps extrude a dizzying smell, but not necessarily in a bad way. At their feet are more colonies with smaller mushrooms with up to many different colors. Leave them. Leave them, leave them, leave them. We are losing 6.5 ducats a month now because our army is full price. A dry track. As the expedition continued down through the rocky cavern, they grew more and more frustrated. Treasures have been scarce for some time now, and many adventurers started to argue whether they should head back and take another path. But even after day by day passed this way, a Siegen sage of the Serpent Spine now remarks on strange traces on the surrounding rock. I suspect, she says, that we might come upon a group of flail snails soon. That would explain the recent lack of loot, as these sluggish creatures consume all valuables that cross their paths. Excellent trackers if we fancy following them. Their shells are worth quite a bit of crowns as well if we wish to strike them down. Strike them down. Flayed snails. 150 loot. 5% organization. Yep, Corvoria does, in fact, take everything. Well, that is a little worrying. X7, he's allied to Silverforge, Nathalir, Tellum, and Raven March. Alright, let's get to it. They don't have a War Wizard at the moment, and they're not ahead on tech, so there is no better time to fight. Fight. Hopefully they walk in here, and they walk into Orkelavar, and then we can move these 2 stacks. We can go bada bing, bada boom, hit them. We can move on with our lives. Let's ask for Dukin's guidance for war. We gain 25 army tradition. We get plus 20% dev cost, but 15% morale of armies, 100% army tradition from battles, 10% shock damage, minus 10% shock damage received for 5 years. Try and bait them into moving in here. Come on. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to move in here right now. You want to move in here so badly. You're like, ooh, yeah, that looks good. Come on, little guy. Move in. You might not want to because of these troops. Shastadir gets 25% local defensiveness till the end of the game. That's pretty good. They sense a trap? No, there's no trap. Just walk in. Expedition returns. Let them rest. 507 ducats, 169 of each monarch point. In the shadows. Hunger, always hunger. Darkness, my skin, my breath. Time forgotten, buried under stone. No light, no sun. Safe to wait, safe to feed. Altar sings, whispers curl through rock. It calls, but no touch. Not yet. Not strong enough. Movement? Footsteps? Heavy. Strange intruders. Black shapes. Smell of iron. They bleed. Oh, they bleed. I wait. I wait. I wait. Thirst screams louder than silence. They enter. Unwelcome. Meat. Blood. Thirst claws at mind. They see me? I see them. Fear tastes sweet. Leap. Teeth. Claw. Rip. Rip and tear and bite. Skin bursts. Warm and rich, it fills me with power and strength, and they scream. I drink. One falls. Another. Eyes change. Glow red like mine. They change. The hunger twists them. Not just mine now. They feed me. They will feed me. They will. Too many. Too strong. Clubs crack my bones. Blades cut deep. I drink. But the pain. Altar sings. Darkness. Lose 3 manpower. Gain 50 crowns and 50 beach honor point. And ye shall find. I remember exactly when it started. Alan, Sophina, sweet Arya, all there one day, gone the next. An entire family missing from their beds. None of us ever saw them. If we'd known better, we might have left, but we didn't. Of course, more followed. Eleanor and her little brother never came home from a foraging trip. Wilhelm said he'd be hunting for 3 days, but a week later, we still hadn't found nothing of him. Dostin slipped away from his ma just before dusk. I ain't never seen a woman so out of her mind till she ran screaming like a banshee into the trees. Now I ain't ever seeing her again. Elric of Ordia. The event deep woken. Sophina knelt beside the bed, heart heavy. The soft glow of the candle flickered in the corner of the small room. Arya's bright eyes shimmered in the light, pointed towards the window with trepidation. I'm scared, Mama, she spoke, voice barely above a whisper. She clutched her stuffed rabbit tightly, as if it could shield her from the shadows lurking just beyond the window. That's okay, my love, Sophina replied, voice soothing even as it trembled. I'm scared too, but I've got you. I'm here. When is Daddy coming back? I don't think he is, my darling. There was a knock at the door. Sophina? Arya, darling, it's me. Open up. Let me in. Sophina leaned over her daughter, embracing her. Ignore it, sweetheart. It's okay. It's fine. Another knock echoed, louder than the last. They're gone, Sophina. I promise. It's just me. Sophina knew the voice was lying. She'd seen it happen, after all, and she could only believe what she had watched as those things cut her husband. Mama? It's okay, Arya. Just close your eyes and go to sleep. The knocking continued, louder and louder. Go to sleep, darling. I'll stay with you until you wake up. Knock, knock, knock. We unlock the keepers of the Razor Estate, and we discover the Hensmark area. Let's unpause for a second here so we can get the estate. Keepers of the Razor. Castellos, Adian, Ara, Munis, Fala, Corin, Nerat. I beseech thee for aid. I beg of thee, where are you? Where have you gone? Unknown. The Keepers of the Razor Estate represents the masks equipped by the Otar. These masks can be crafted and upgraded using Prepare Mask Religious Action. Cool. We don't have any privileges to give them just yet. The Crucible. Listen up, boy. Can you hear that thumping? Them's war drums, I reckon, and I ain't moving faster than them with my leg bung up like this. You, though, you can still run, lad. You've got a chance. Still listening? Good. Go down to the shore, take my boat, and mosey on southwesterly, like till you get to Crathanor. Use all the gold you've been snaffling from old Ardak and get yourself a trip to Stingport. My nephew's apprenticing with one of those magic types. Take my ring and show it to him. You'll find him right fast. He looks just like me. He'll help you out. Elric of Ordia. Bloodied Altar gets moonlight until the end of the game. Modifier increases potency alongside the capital's trophy pile. As it's more powerful, it provides 30% mage loyalty and influence, +1 missionaries, and +6 max capacity. The Cauldron. I don't know if I want to click this yet. I do. It's just going to lower my land force limit by 10. Which is going to suck in the middle of this war. But we need to get through our missions, so. Come on, Dom. Where's your sense of adventure? She's looking for a party. You need something to chronicle, and I'm bored out of my mind. What are we waiting for? Callus Kettlebrook. We become a theocracy. The dark below. Whatever you do, you've got to send someone here. Someone proper, mind you. A good party, you understand? This kind of trouble ain't the type to stick in one place till it fizzles out. It's gonna grow and grow till it's too big to stop. Your Corin ain't gonna save you, just like my Nathalane couldn't. Not for a lack of trying, I hope. Go on then, lad, get. You're the last of us now. Elric of Oria. Into the pit. This is where it begins. Ariane stood at the head of the group, armor glinting in the sunlight. Her deep red cloak, embroidered with a wyvern coiling around a sword, fluttered in the wind. Stay sharp, we know little of what is to come. At her side, Dominic was already scribbling in his book, brow furrowed. Beasts, monsters, how is it that nobody knows what these things are anyway? It's rather hard to write a convincing treatise when the story keeps changing. His partner chuckled softly. Come on, Dom, you'll have plenty of time to write at camp. Callus stood at ease, though his hand never strayed far from his dagger. Let's just make sure there's an at camp, all right? Preferably with all of us still breathing. He shot a grin at Dominic, who rolled his eyes. In the back, Royan busied himself with his weapon, an arm-mounted crossbow forged from brass. Doesn't matter what they are, everything dies if you shoot it. He twisted a dial, glancing up at the others. That's the magic of science. Elidus stood apart from the group, the perfect picture of a proud exemplar. Rainia walked alongside him, light steps barely stirring the dirt beneath her. Whatever awaits, I'll be ready. Just don't get too hurt before I can reach you, yes? With a decisive nod, Arian took her first steps towards the mountains, party following behind her. Into the deep we go, friends. Mass Witcher gets Otar on the move till the end of the game, +1 colonist, minus 10% morale of armies. Plus 10% advisor cost, plus 10% leader cost, minus 50% colony cost modifier. And the Dauntless 6 are now in Orkalavar. The ties that bind us, I need to grant the estate religious culture. And the Dauntless 6 needs to not be in a hold. Admin points. Unity of faith. Expansion of zealotry. Religious culture. Listless drinkers. Records show that some of these butchers struck out independently of the rest of their horde, terrorizing the local countryside and demonstrating an insatiable desire for blood. Although the beasts are universally abominable in nature, the proclivity for hungry and indiscriminate violence, these lone wolves demonstrated that it's not applicable to the entire pack. That being said, the number of these independent actors seems to be rising. Anything else here that I wanted to do? Probably not. But fine. I could go for the reform progress, but... Okay, so I'm now super far over my force limit. We can do our reforms here. Tier 2. External mission seems pretty good for the manpower recovery speed. But I think I'm going to go for mission of protection to get another missionary. No, I'm taking religious ideas. I could skip religious ideas. Religious power privilege? I don't have one of those. Oh, also we can go over a tier 1. Abyssal Otardom. It has proven difficult to trace the origins of the common name for the beastly collective, the Abyssal Otardom. I have successfully pinpointed that it likely arose amongst the humans of either Volnimestin or Bal-Ord, who engaged in joint correspondence with the surrounding Bahari states. It is my belief, therefore, that the name was an attempt to dramatize the monstrous horde and impress the need for assistance more effectively. As we know, this attempt failed, but the descriptors have persisted. Rulers are likely to have a high mill stat. You do not have heirs. Rulers can be generals. You can migrate. Disables nobility and burgher estate. Plus 2 tolerance to the true faith. Plus 20 max absolutism and minus 10% shaman influence. Oh, privilege from the estate. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, yeah. I'm gonna take the missionary fort defense. Tier 3, education of estate. I'm gonna go missionary strength. Here for religious doctrine. Codified omens for sure. That gives increase the chance for positive omens, plus 1% missionary strength, 10% religious power, 10% shaman loyalty and influence. Tier 5. Military stuff. I think we go for war games for regiment drill loss reductions. Yeah. If I walk you over here, are they going to move in? The AI's being smart and they're not just walking in. I'm bleeding 11 ducats a month right now. Come on, AI, be dumb. No, they're not walking on the fort. What's up? What's going on? Usually the AI loves walking on forts. All right, we've restored our capital. That should help the economy quite a bit. I don't think it helped quite a bit. I can build a marketplace here. I can get Inno for taking Miltech. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of wish I wasn't in this war now. I didn't realize that my enforcement was going to drop by 10 as I declared the war. It was a bit goofy. Bolt Mines is under attack. Look, they're not even moving in at all. Okay, they're going to make me walk into them. So be it. I have the Dukin thing. Omen of Strength that gives us 20% more shock damage. Let's get these two guys together. That general's going to have to do. That's not what I... Get you over here. And here we go. Telem is Tech 8, Corvuria is Tech 7. We go into Corvuria then. Their allies do not reinforce, and Cobalt Mines is completed. I'm going to send my colonist here. That way, this one stack can protect all 3 colonies that we have. They scared, run them down. Well, we gotta get through Balord first. Dwarven craftsmen dominate the market? No. No Dwarven dominating nothing. Cannot get tolerance of dwarves up. Separatism, we have 2 years of separatism left. And then I can... culture convert our capital over to Orcish. And our gold mine probably as well. You take all land you need from Corvuria? We'll see. It depends on what I can get away with here. Now's the time to take it though. Aggressive expansion isn't going to affect a lot of people. Whistling in the dark. Onwards, friends. The deep will not move for us. Arion Silvern. Okay, that means that now... Right, I need a barracks in my capital. And I need a barracks and a fort here. And then I need 2 owned provinces with iron to have a workshop in it. And I need the Broad Ward spell activated. They're on Broad Ward. Center of Trade at least level 3. Ooh. Boo to that, is what I say. Very expensive. We have the money for right now. Got any Renaissance? Oh, frick yeah. The advancement effort. That's what I'm looking for. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Okay, we can't wait for that. 0.07 is pretty abysmal. Pretty abysmal. Let me move my 3 Siege General here. 49%. Nice. Me sieging things in the riskiest way I possibly could. Just blindly walking into Terra Incognita. Yeah, I'm just kind of fearless when you think about it. Ah, could have been a stack wipe. Still is. I grabbed 4. Let's get a fort built up there. Pour both of you up. Start colonizing that. North. North we go. Here you bring the 3 Siege General with you. Okay, Korea does still have their capital, fort. I want to reveal these provinces. I think that's what I want. Is that Eberthil? Ugh, gross. Between Folly and Nathalair. Yeah. How many troops they have? They still have 30,000 troops. I should be a little bit more careful. Okay, Forced Unity of Faith is removed because we've converted everything for now. Do I want to... snake up towards his capital? Because what I could do is just try and cut him off from all this. Hard without having vision there. I do think I siege race them. Ooh, an Orcish warband going is bad. Alright, shake that earth, baby. Shake that earth, shake that earth, shake that earth. That's a wall breach. I'm kind of tempted to assault, which is kind of silly. Kind of silly goofy of me, but I'm tempted. We need Balord to hold. We're going to lose our Omen of War, by the way, this year. I believe in July. Come on, 21%. You're going to get it. We're going to leave. Warband arrives. 35%. They're moving on Whistling in the Dark. Still building that fort. Our capital needs a workshop. Focus admin. They're gonna take Balord. God damn it, dude. Orc moment. Orc moment. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's war score based on battles. That, though, is bad. You assholes. How dare you spawn the Orcish warband on my troops? And that's not even connected to an empty province. Boo. Boo. Alright, Corvaria. I gotta deal with the orcs. Unfortunately. Alright, a little bit of money. We get some provinces. It's not the end of the world. Let's hope that they move into us. I need to reduce force limit as well. Is sad. Are you gonna move? All right. All right, whatever. Well, I think we lost as much manpower fighting those rebels as we did fighting all of Corvaria. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. We're gonna get some rebels here. That's fine. Let's leave 10,000 guys to deal with you. We are still 2 over our force limit. Fine. Go up to level 2. And let's build a barracks here. And now we need to get what's it called? I'm in Tex-Ex. Orc strong, Humi's weak. True. Big if true, and that is true. Allied to Syrian and Abdel Tunger. It's gonna be one of these games, huh? Okay. It is a... all of Bulwar is going to unite against me. So be it. So be it. Great power list. We have the Command, Goed, Laurent, the Raj, Jad, Frozen Ma, Gawamid, and Lorenkar. Omen of Strength. Okay. We're only losing 3 ducats a month now. We do have 11% inflation. We'll have to buy that down at some point. Not getting Renaissance is so devastating for us. It really is. There's admin 6, so let's build a workshop in the capital. You know, once we state all this up and lower autonomy, we might have enough to embrace. I should be running an admin advisor. Should really be running all advisors. You have the caves with dip mana? Yeah, I mean, we could. That's why I'm not taking tech. You do a battle ord. I would love... grab this mountain province. Would love to grab this mountain province because that's a very good fort for us to have. Because it means that they can't just cross over this island, hypothetically. If they have boats out there, they probably can, but... Now, I built a fort here. It's a good defensive place for us to pick fights. No! Throwing. Dawnborn. 6 of us went into the Dame's Forsaken Pit. Eager, young. We all thought the sun shone out of our arses. Didn't mean much in the end, eh? Royan Roypecker. A legion thinned. Arian knelt beside her fallen comrade for only a heartbeat, breath ragged, armor dented, and smeared with gore. In death, Renia's eyes seemed empty of the kindness that had always shone from them, but there was no time for grief, not when the beasts were closing in. Dominic clutched his notes, face pale, his usual calm shattered. Elidus was already moving, dragging the halfling toward the far end of the tunnel. Callus gripped his dagger, white-knuckled, as Royan fumbled with his jammed crossbow. Arian! Callus yelled, voice shaking. We can't! I know, she snapped, standing tall. She turned, sword gleaming as she faced the horde. Go! Now! I'll hold them as long as I can. We're not leaving you, Dominic's voice cracked as he fought to break free, but the elf held him fast. You will, she said, voice hard as iron. I'll buy you time. Get out of here. All of you. She took her stance, blade ready, breath calm. The others shuffled behind her, retreating down the tracks, footsteps echoing faintly as they disappeared. Light, watch over you, Arian, Elidus whispered, voice nearly drowned by the sounds of the approaching monsters. No more words were spoken as the party slipped into the deep. Arian stood alone, the cold of the cave sinking into her bones. The creatures charged. She raised her sword. Drown in the deep, or rise from it. Advanced fortification until the end of the game, 25% local defensiveness, minus 25% hostile movement speed, plus 25% local garrison size. Nezargrad 1 gets Arian's last stand until the end of the game, plus 10 local unrest, minus 75% friendly movement speed, minus 50% supply limit, plus 0.2 monthly devastation. And the Damned 4 move out. All provinces in the Orkelavar area need to be owned. That's why I was so sad that I messed up on that. It's okay. Build a workshop on that iron. We'll need 10 regiments in that one spot. Okay for now. I'm just blind, dude. I don't even see the pop-ups. I messed up both of them. Hell. Shouldn't take any more land. I want to, but we're already behind on admin, you know? It'd be pretty silly to continue to expand. Everthil found the God Fragment, 1497. Okay, send those 5 back. That way I can deal with the rebels. So now it could be late for. We do have another expedition we can do. I am going to save our religious power for guidance. Because that guidance is super strong. It is super, super, super strong. Let's lower autonomy in all these provinces, and we can embrace the institution with the rest of our money. Okay, well, we got Renaissance. That is good. That is good. Not the way I would have liked to have done it, but what's done is done. Let's force religious unity on that state. That way it will convert a little bit faster. Alright, now we just gotta wait for those colonies. And all provinces in the western portion of the Serpent's Reach must be masked butchers, primary culture and religion, and all non-hold provinces must have at least 5 development. Let's get you converted over to orc then. You have to develop it up a couple of times. Encourage development. Refine. Let's encourage development up here. 1 development, 2 development, 3 development, boom. So we gotta colonize these 3 next. Which means we can't rush for Verkal Skomdir, but that's okay. We only need it, well, we need it in 2 years. Ugh, we're starting to just eat the goblins. Hey Adrian, how you doing? If you're first Anbennar, well, welcome. We are playing as orcs who take people's faces and wear them. We're big evil guys. I think we're vampires. I think we have some adventurers in our land right now causing issues. Stop complaining. We have to be close to an exit. I must be around here somewhere. Callus Kettlebrook. There is no exit. There is no leaving. There is only death. There is only death in these mountains for adventurers, I'm afraid. Inspired by Lord of the Rings? It is a general fantasy setting, so in some ways, yes, but it's like a custom... It's a custom world. There are differences for sure. But it is your kind of standard fantasy. Let's enforce religious unity here. Evil nonsense. There's no sincere form of flattery. No more sincere form than imitation. Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what people mean by imitation. You know? Like, there's imitation and then just stealing somebody's face. There is a difference, believe it or not. I know that might be a bit heretical, but there is, in fact, a difference. There, so you can do with those rebels. The devotion of 90? I'll build a spy network on Corvuria instead. I don't need to worry about that. Okay, Silver Pass has been taken. Nice. Okay. Durham, you not healing the dwarfs day 1? No, I disagree. Our economy would have been in shambles if I had done that. It's fine, we have to colonize all this stuff anyways. You can drill. I could go do that expedition as well. I feel like I get jumped on if I did that though. Otar is an embezzler. Alright. Tier 6 reforms. Absolutism or partial secularization? I guess we'll go absolutism because there's no better option. This colony is almost done. I could get Inno for taking mill tech. I don't think I want to though. Don't I need 0 devastation in these provinces eventually? I mean, yes, I do eventually. So I'm going to build up a fort there when I can. I'm going to mothball this fort. I don't need to pay for it. Famous last words before I forget to pay attention and, you know, it gets ruined. The roads are dwarf? Yes. There's this funny little button called culture conversion. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool button. Lost in the deep. They're still lost. I'm making 5 ducats a month now. Ow. Oh no. We just are. Oh, we're just making that money. You went through Corn Country, and the rebels don't just spawn, but instantly take your hold. Will you damage it, sieging it? I think so. I think you do. Yes, but not a lot. Well, there you go. You only damage it a little bit. It'll be fine. There's religious power. Let's gather a great host. That's going to give us 19,000 manpower. It does take away some professionalism, which sucks. But it gets us back up to max manpower. Which means... let's go do this expedition. Since I now have the manpower, I can rebuild them. Oh, nice. Another gold mine. Expedition pass. Nez Argrod 2 is gold and medium. Let's send 10,000 men into our expedition. Let's put 8.3 morale. I don't have enough Diplo points. I need more Diplo points. How are we supposed to do an expedition if I don't have the points? Spare supplies with a bunch of milk, that's what I have enough of right now. We can set party share to 100 and send them out. Good luck, boys. Blood Rock Cavern has been colonized. Let's immediately get moving to the next spot and rebuild up to our force limit. That way people leave me alone. You should be getting converted. Wonderful. I don't know if we need to take religious ideas. I think we're actually fine. Though we do have religious power for our religion stuff, so it could be that it'd be worth it still. I don't know if we need to take it first. For now, we'll just keep going with expansion, though. Get a Broadboard back up. Where is Arian's last stand? Just build 2 more guys so I can fire them if I need to. Don't care about the autonomy out there. It's not in a state. We should probably try to tolerate gobos. I don't know if we're going to be allowed to, but we can try. And let's deal with this adventurer. Duskbound. Keep fighting. Think of your families, your homes. These beasts will stop at nothing to see them burn to the ground, faces flayed from their bodies. We will rise from this abyss. We must not drown in it. Arian Silvern. The final hours of Arian Silvern. She'd been down here for months. Arian's arms felt like lead, every swing of her blade slower than the last, but she pushed on. Her once pristine armor was cracked, barely hanging on. Her frame was thin with hunger, barely sustained by the little food she'd been able to scavenge. Yet she stood firm, feet planted on the blood-soaked stone. Another beast lunged at her, a blur of muscle and shadow. She sidestepped, letting her sword bite deeply into the creature's shoulder. Another leapt at her from behind, but she spun just in time, shield raised to block the swipe of its claw. The impact sent a jolt through her arm, and she gritted her teeth against the pain. Then she stumbled. As Arian's legs buckled, her grip faltered. The blade skittered across the stone floor, out of reach. Panic surged at her chest, but she stood quickly, reaching for the dagger at her belt, even as the beast closed in, breath hot against her skin. There were too many. Pain shot through her body as she was knocked down again. One of the beasts loomed over her, eyes glowing with a sick hunger. She fought against it, but her strength had left her. It grabbed her by the throat, holding her still before it brought a small razor to her face, to the edge of her eye. Arian felt fear. Real, true fear. She tried to scream. Only a ragged breath escaped her as the blade moved closer, mere inches from her skin. Drown, drown, drown. Arian's last stand will be removed, and we gain a mask. The human mask is unlocked. Gives minus 200 opinion permanently with all human countries. Listless drinkers is removed, and we get keepers of the razor. Purpose of the blade. Minus 25% culture conversion cost, 20% reform progress growth, minus 25% culture conversion time. Right, that's why we need to take religious as well. Lots of culture conversion. The mask must be crafted using the prepare a mask religious action. We lose a bunch of stuff. As an old Duke and Omen. All provinces in Orkelavar and South Altar. Okay, we need one more province colonized down there for that. Could get my Inno for mill tech. It'd make me unbalanced tech though. I feel bad. Not really. I mean, I know that we do want enough cultures, but we do need some primary culture stuff. We do need some. She killed 7,000 orcs. She did. She could have been the next Corrin. Wasn't. But she wasn't. Is there anyone else need to culture convert? All provinces in the Orkelavar area. I keep looking over here at Arg Ordsted. That's not the right area. Orkelavar's over here. Mathanora's allied Busalar. I look for an omen. Ugh. Bad omen, bad tidings, bad times. We tried to keep the shaman's findings a secret, but like a splash of blood into the then calm pool, the rumor quickly spread throughout the land. And despite all our recent successes, it seems some are taking the omen seriously. Already, there are those decrying our competence, pointing to mere coincidence and unlucky chance as proof of Dukin's disfavor. And it seems they are choosing to make their anger clear the way orcs do, with a force of arms. Yeah, well, at least they're consistent. Run back before they rise up, cause problems. Well, we have minus 10% discipline now for fucking 5 years. Feels kind of bad. Next idea group needs to be a mill group. I think we take offensive. I don't really know why I would take anything else. I guess I could take quality. We could start to demonsterize. But we won't. I don't think we're going to have a reason to. Human mask gives 5% morale of armies. So to answer the question from earlier, humans are the first mask that we... Wait, what, you guys don't want to lose stability? You guys like having stability or something? Sleeper, awake. Haven't you noticed? The monsters say one word over and over. We heard it chanted like a battle hymn, called like a greeting, and whispered as a dying curse. I cannot help but feel as though we've been going about this expedition all wrong. What if this Otar isn't just a word? What if it's a title? Dominic of Lakeshire. The false dragon's fang. Something dark was growing within Royan, something restless. They'd been walking these passages for months, outrunning the inevitable, but Elidis had been right. They couldn't keep retreating into the caves like cornered rats. He stopped abruptly. There was no exit. The way they'd entered had been closed long, long ago. Enough, he muttered, voice low but hard with determination. He unslung the bulky contraption strapped to his back. What do you mean enough? Dominic asked, wiping his brow. We've got to keep moving, Royan. We can't just stop. Not here. Not now. Royan began assembling something neither of his companions had seen before. A patchwork of brass, iron, and steam valves hissed to life in his grip, intricate gears clicking into place. I'm not running anymore, the gnome growled, adjusting a few dials. I'm done with this. Done wandering these cursed tunnels waiting to die. I'm bringing the fight to them. Callus stepped forward, concern etched on his face. What are you talking about? We need to stick together. We can't just... No! Royan cut him off. Together is not enough anymore. Elidis is dead. Renia is dead. Arian sacrificed herself so we could keep crawling around like cowards in these damned caves, but not anymore, not me. He stopped, breathing deeply, before turning to face his companions. You two need to go. Get out of here. Maybe through one of the caves, find the surface, warn the others. But I'm not going to run anymore. Dominic's breath caught in his throat. He exchanged a look with his partner, but there was nothing more to say. They moved slowly at first, glancing back at Royan's small figure silhouetted against the tunnel's darkness, steam rising from the weapon in his hands. As they turned the corner and left Royan behind, a low mechanical hum filled the air, followed by a sharp click. Alone in the darkness, the gnome watched the shadows creep closer, pulse quickening. Come on, then, he muttered under his breath. Let's see how you like a fair fight. Nezargrod 3 gets Roypecker's Fury, and Nezargrod 2 gets The Desperate 2. Otar on the move will be removed from Masked Butcher. Follow the light. Bloodied Altar needs a mage tower. At. Gross. I forgot about the mage tower. It needs 5 Diplo Dev as well. I don't have enough Diplo. Darn. Darn. I only have 2 colonists now. I guess the question is, when do we abandon expansion ideas? Bad omens, bad tidings, bad times. Bad. It's all bad. That's a good thing there weren't more there. We've already looked at these events today, that's why I'm just clicking through them. %10 infantry combat ability. Quality would be pretty good then. But then 1, 2, 3, 4 of these are useless. What's quality religious give? Siege ability. Offensive religious gives Missionary strength versus heretics. Yeah, I'll take quality. I'll take that infantry combat ability. I'm losing 6 ducats a month. 3 ducats a month. Yikes, that colony maintenance is high. Yeah, that's fair. We have 12 inflation. 12 inflation does tend to do that to you. Does tend to make things rather expensive. Divine? No. I'm done taking divine ideas. I've given you enough divine memes for a lifetime. Divine ideas sucks, and you cannot change my mind. It's never worth it, ever. At least plutocratic is nice. Divine ideas, ass. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. Every time I take it, I feel like I've wasted a game. So I'm not going to take it anymore. Insert obligatory maritime joke. Yep, we gotta take maritime. Gotta take naval. Our economy's in shambles. Want you to deal with these guys. Can I lower autonomy anywhere? Yeah, but that's really about it. Can't really fire any advisors. I kind of need them all. Hey, making money again. As long as I'm not repairing, we're fine. Oh my god. A gate in the dark. For what seemed like days, the expedition has been traveling down into the bowels of the earth, down and down, following what was once a spiraling stone staircase, now a smooth slope of stone worn by the passage of time and countless feet. The only sounds are the echoing of footsteps and clattering of supplies as each man concentrates on keeping his balance. So preoccupied are the men that they hardly notice it until they're mere feet away. A great gleaming set of steel doors into the stone wall. The doors are pristine, intricately engraved and polished, so bright in the torchlight that after days of exploration and low light, they're difficult to look at directly. Surrounding the doors are an intricate set of gears and levers, beautifully crafted and apparently free of debris. A cleric squints at the runes repeated across the doors, mouthing them aloud as he translates. Groom Hardum. It reads Groom Hardum. He calls out. At this, a ripple passes through the gathered expeditionaries. Many have heard stories of the legendary forge of Groom Hardum, said to have armored every hero and high king of all Dorov. It was often rumored that the craftsman of Groom Hardum lived for 2 lifetimes, as a lifetime of expertise was necessary to even be granted the privilege of working there. Few believe the legends referred to a real place, and of those, none thought it may still be intact in any form, legend, or millennia after the fall of all Dorov. Rumors and stories spread through the gathered men like wildfire, eventually forcing the leader of the expedition to intervene to restore order. Many wish to attempt to enter the forge now, or at least crack open the doors to glimpse the wonders inside. However, the men are tired and lacking supplies, and as much as it pains the leader to, he knows they must return home for now. If the wonders of Groom Hardum have survived until now, they can wait. One more expedition. I'm acting like naval ideas isn't the only way to deal with fantasy UK and Anbennar MP. Okay, well, but then Eberthil just takes it, and then you lose anyways. What now? Pay off my loans. No debt, no debt, no debt. Yikes. That is a big yikes. We have to get our devotion up. Is that the only thing I can be working on? Yeah. Primary culture and religion. Okay, well, we're almost there. Almost there. I'll get rid of my inflation. They moved to a different spot. 1984. Let's hope they don't move onto this cave. Fine. Walk around. I don't want to attack into them. I swear to God, if they walk backwards now and they start sieging this down, I'm gonna be real sad. I'm gonna be a real sad guy. We completed our national idea. Boogeyman of the Serpent's Reach. A monster is said to haunt the dark caverns and crumbling halls of the Serpent's Reach, the masked butcher. It has been described as an orc who wears a mask made out of the flesh of his victims and paints its skin with their blood. To some, it is but a myth that personifies the horrors of the Dwarvar, but he is all too real to us. Because we are the masked butcher. It is not one beast that hunts these halls, but our entire people. There is no limit to what counts as our prey, and in times of war, these eerie tales in our clan's hunting tradition translate well into guerrilla tactics and strike fear into any armies that dare enter our land. +1 attrition for enemies. Which, not sure how great that is, because we have no fort defense, because we're orcs. You rat! Okay, now he's going to go into Orcalavar. Trust. Nice. Also, we have culture converted the gold mine. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to have unrest. Especially not peasant unrest. So much for the peasants. How do we even have peasants that rise up in this society? How does that work? How's that even allowed? Okay, you can drill. I'm going to assemble the shamans to gain 10 devotion here. I'd like to get this up higher. They took the faces of peasants and then became the peasants. Okay. And then... But that means we have to fight the peasants again, which means we have to take their face again. Kind of seems circular, you know? What I'm saying? Bad omens, bad tidings. Rising support among the Diamond Dwarf population. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Considering there's none left. I don't think that's real. Again? Dude. We're not gonna click that yet. Yikes, we almost lost that. Fatherwell and Nez Argrod. I mean, there's no way to know. It's 50-50 shot. Dukin's Mercy. The last few years were full of challenges set up by Dukin to test us, but we managed to overcome them all. Today, fear and anger left hearts of our people because our shaman's mind became clear, and he proclaimed that our people overcame all of Dukin's trials, and the next year will bring peace and prosperity to our lands. We gain 100 of each monarch point, 4,600 manpower, and for 1 year we gain 100% national tax, minus 2.5% all power cost, plus 100% manpower recovery speed. Take this. Need to start taking holds for colonialism. Those zealots didn't get the memo. Ooh, we're almost there. We just need that mage tower to be built. So totally solid. It is. Follow the lights. Come on, Dominic. There'll be other things to write about. Things that aren't 100 fathoms deep beneath the damn mountain. Alice Kettlebrook. I didn't come here just to leave with no... Wait. You see that? The event, no luck left. Are you there, Cal? I can't find you. Callus ran, stumbling blind through the darkness. His extinguished torch long since abandoned. His legs burned. His chest heaved with exhaustion, but he ran nonetheless. Dominic had marveled at the way the caverns had been decorated, painted with intricate art and carved with deliberate ornate runes. He'd taken samples of the gritty crimson varnish, careful to avoid damaging the unique works, planning to research its properties in depth once the party had returned to civilization. Even when the pair had been separated from the rest of their group, Callus's partner had eagerly ventured deeper into the caves, following barely noticeable air currents and the gentle light of the fire they'd carried. Even then, they'd only split once, when Dominic had wanted to get a closer look at the strange quartz altar they'd come across. Now, mere hours later, Callus ran alone. Loose stones and sediment threatened to bring him down, but he continued, willfully heedless to what lay ahead of him. Cal! Please, Callus, come back, please! Dominic's terrified cries echoed through the caves, still distant but closer than before. Callus gripped his ears, white-knuckled, and ran onwards, because whatever that thing was, it wasn't Dominic anymore. Rise from the deep, or drown in it. The submit to the frenzy religious action is unlocked. The prepare a mask religious action is unlocked. The Ames tier is now produced in the bloodied altar, and it gets Marble Galleries gets the flight of Callus Kettlebrook. The halfling flees, but a butcher has his scent. If I click this, I'm going to lose the stability. Right? No, I think I won't. I think it'll be fine. The ties that bind us. For such savage beasts, their society appears oddly uniform, and their foul religious doctrine is just so. In all honesty, their single-minded devotion is strangely inspiring. Perhaps, should we leave any alive, they could be brought over to Suriel's light. Exemplar Elidus. I did this. This gives plus 2% missionary strength, 50% religious power, and plus 5 shaman's loyalty. Silence underneath. An empty cave, a halfling's corpse, a severed face. The deep claims another. So now we have to make a mask. That's going to take 100 religious power. Damn, I should have waited. I should have waited. Keep colonizing. Keep moving. I'd like to get to Vertical Scome Deer first. Prepare a mask. Single valid race is being focused using the racial tolerance and policy screen, and 1, 5, 15 owned provinces have a minority or majority of the race, depending on the current power of the mask. Do I just have it already? Yeah, I already have it. The mask is bruised, soft, and pliable. He has plus 25 global settler increase. We need to click the Blood Frenzy CB and have 2 stability. I also need governing capacity. How much is Frenzy? 100. Okay. What's our force limit? 31. The value cannon. Ooh. Advisor accused of dark magic. Yeah. I'm not sure why we would be against dark magic here. Yeah, all right. I guess skill issue. No dark magic allowed. That's where we draw the line. Stealing people's faces? Yes. Like taking over their personality? Sure. But dark magic? No. We don't do that here. All right, we will submit to the frenzy. We get the Blood Frenzy CB on all of our neighbors. I can now complete Gom the First's end. I won't let it end here. I can't. Royan Roypecker, the last. With a grim smile, Royan took aim. The gun thrummed with power, gears whirring to life. He squeezed the trigger, and with a sharp crack, a bolt of energy tore through the beast's chest. Steam burst from his weapon as it hissed like a dragon. Another lunged at him from the side, but Royan was faster. This time, a spray of shrapnel shot forward, tearing into the monster's side. Blood splattered the walls as it crumpled, convulsing and shrieking. Thought I'd hide forever, huh? He yelled, firing round after round. More energy blasts, more shrapnel, waves of heat that incinerated the creatures that got too close. The corridor began to stink of burnt flesh, but Royan continued to advance. And then, deep in the hold, he saw it. Its black skin was taut over rippling muscles. Its crimson glare behind Arian's face dripped with cruel, calculated intelligence. Its deafening roar shook the very stone around them. This was the Otar. It had to be. Royan had nothing left to lose. With practiced fingers, he adjusted the dials to their maximum output, standing completely still as the monstrosity rushed towards him. The first shot made it stumble. The second released a lick of flame, forcing a howl from the Otar's mouth as it cooked alive. He aimed one final time, feeling the heat of the gun in his hands. Die, he whispered, and fired. The shot was perfect. The force of the blast split the beast's skull with a sickening crack. It let out one last pitiful growl before collapsing to the ground. The weight of the battle suddenly lifted. For the first time in years, Royan felt the sheer need to live. He couldn't die here. Not after everything. Not now. Without a second more of hesitation, Royan turned on his heel and sprinted down the tunnel. His legs burned, but he pushed forward. He had reached the hold. He had to blast the doors open that had sealed. He had to blast open the doors that had sealed them inside. Roars sounded in the distance, but Royan didn't stop. Not for the monsters, not for the dead. He was going to live. Rise from it, Arian Silverne. Enact the Otaric Succession Tier 3 government reform. He has +1 Monarch Admin and Diplo skill, plus 15% manpower in True Faith provinces. We get put into Anarchy as 000. The Interloper, Bane of Butchers, flees the Serpent's Reach. Gnomes out on top again. Gnomes keep winning. The gnomes simply keep. Am the goat. Am the very dead goat. Blood Frenzy. What does this do again? 80% aggressive expansion, 70% cost for all provinces. Right. Pretty good CB. King's Border is completed. That. All the light touches. Royan dashed down the tunnel, walls narrowing. For a moment, his thoughts flashed to Dominic and Callus. He hoped they'd made it, hoped they'd escaped the accursed passages, but he couldn't dwell on that now. A faint glimmer of light, pale and distant, broke through the darkness ahead. The door to the hold, the one they'd found sealed behind them with thick stone, lay just beyond the light. The snarling behind him grew louder. Royan refused to let them catch him. Tearing the gun from his back, he spun the dial so furiously that they detached from the barrel. The weapon groaned in protest, steam venting from its chambers, but he didn't care. He aimed at the stone and pulled the trigger. The blast was deafening. A brilliant flash exploded from the chamber, shaking the cavern, sending chunks of rock splintering off the walls. Royan coughed, stumbling back, shielding his face as the echoes faded. The stone had cracked, just enough. Lunging forward, Royan threw himself at the fissure, squeezing through the tiny hole. Every inch was a struggle against the crumbling rock, sharp segments stabbing and scratching at the remains of his armor until finally, he made it. The wind hit Royan's face, cool and sharp, carrying the scent of pine. The world seemed to welcome him, the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves in the breeze. The beasts scrabbled at the rock behind him, unable to give chase, their angled growling quieting as they retreated back to their pit. Royan stood, the weight lifting off his shoulders. He felt the warmth of the sun on his skin. He let the fresh air fill his lungs. His eyes scanned the vast landscape before him, the mountains, the valleys, the forests, all that the light touched. Seeing is believing. O God begot, God begot. Obtain new missions. Tugog the First, A465, becomes ruler. Summon the Blood Moon, religious action, is unlocked. Boom. Be cracked, be cracked, be cracked, be good. I'll take it. I will take it. New missions unlocked. At the mountain's edge, 5 owned provinces need barracks or training fields in Bahar. Oh. No, I just need 5 barracks. And then I need to build a spy network on someone from Bahar. And I need a spy master skill 2. I will discover Bahar, Ordia, and the Harpy Hills. And Darebrand's Folly. You take an Inno offensive? Cool. Super cool. Awesome. That's not going to suck at all. That's going to be super fun to deal with. An Inno offensive elf. Yeah, cool. We're just going to have to kill them real fast. Now we need to own Verkal Skomdir and Abdulatum. Those I can do. Wow. These guys are doing real good down here. 1,000 troops, 5,000 troops. They're really pushing the limits of what's possible. Right, but I think that's a pretty good spot to end for today. Pretty natural break point in the mission tree. I think our first target needs to be Krathanor. I think. There's a good argument though to gutting Bersartan Schiss right now though. Oh god. He's allied to Sariand. But they're not going to get any weaker. Right? And Sariand is still one tech behind. I feel like we have to go after Bersartan Schiss first. Tungi for new institution? No, we're going to go after Abdel Ledem for that. We'll colonize Virkal Skomdir, and we'll grab Abdel Ledem, and that will give us colonialism. And then we wait to take the Tungis until 1550, if we can. That's a possibility. Because then we can get printing press. All right, well, I think we're off to a good start. We'll see how it goes. Now we just have to actually win. Right? We've done all that setup stuff. Now we just have to actually beat the nations around us. And we gotta get rid of Bersartan Schiss before Inno offensive finishes. Like we can't kill him, but we can weaken him. We need to do that. All right. So I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, where we will continue to do Mask Butcher, and we will win. We won't finish Mission Tree tomorrow, I don't think, but we will win wars. Hopefully. Time to beat the metagaming elves? That's right. Those filthy elves taking Inno offensive ideas. Gross. Imagine taking it. Cringe. Very, very cringe. Right. Let's see here. Let me see if there's anybody out there playing Anbennar today. Yo, we got kobolds. We got the bolts. We got the bolts. I will send you guys over to some Koboldzan. Who doesn't love some kobolds? Exclamation point VOD to get to the VOD channel. Exclamation point Discord to get to the Discord channel. Exclamation point YouTube to get to the regular YouTube channel, which will hopefully have a video up sometime soon. That's going to be it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.